Welcome back, True Seeker. It is September 18th, 2023. Big day in U.S. history. The CIA was created on this day in 1947. The cornerstone was laid for Washington, D.C. once upon a time by George Washington on this date in 1793. And with regards to history and it being football season, let's again remind about the National Football League and the way it loves to pay tribute to history. For years, we've been educating about the world of rigged sports and the world of rigged news and politics and how it's all connected. And as time goes on, even though we've already understood this, we understand it more and more with each passing season. And for the rest of this NFL season, we will do this Monday night show. Maybe some weeks it will extend beyond Monday night, but it'll be the late night show once a week. We'll recap the NFL, the rituals that were conducted, and so much more. And hopefully we'll wake up a lot of people in the process. And again, this first episode is titled, Who is the Fraud? Because there's a lot of trolls out there and a lot of people that try to slander my name and write, Zach is a fraud, when, again, you have to be the most bankrupt and idiotic human being to write anything of the fact. And notice, my trolls, they'll never call into the live streams and debate. In fact, my most active troll, who's dedicated a whole YouTube channel to slandering me, there was a time last year where him and I were debating on somebody else's live stream, and he looked like a total asshole and a total loser. Plus, we got to hear his little lispy voice, and then he accidentally put his mutilated face on the screen, and the person who was hosting that stream did him the favor of deleting it afterwards because, again, he was horribly embarrassed. And we know he's out there watching and screen recording right now, and we'll prove our point about who the fraud is because he sure won't call into this live stream either, being the ballless little loser he is. But yes, that is what I'd say to all my critics. You guys are ballless little losers. And let's further prove the point of how rigged the game is. So go back to Thursday Night Football. This NFL week began on September 14th, and that is the day in history that Francis Scott Key penned the national anthem. Now, what was the Thursday Night Football game? It was Eagles over Minnesota. And recall, when the Eagles won their only Super Bowl, they won it in the Minnesota Vikings Stadium, and that was the year where in Week 3 we explained why the Super Bowl would be Eagles versus Patriots. And we also said before that Super Bowl was played that if the Eagles would win it, it would be Zach Ertz scoring the winning touchdown, number 86 days after his birthday, in the season that came 86 years after the national anthem was adopted. That's exactly what happened. So just think about it. On the day that the national anthem, the anniversary of it being born, we just happen to have Eagles versus Vikings in primetime. And to take you back to that season, the reason we made that call in Week 3 had everything to do with Washington, D.C. and the president of the rig selection back in 2016, Donald Trump. Again, Donald Trump has the exact same birthday. The exact same birthday as the flag, June 14th. The flag was born June 14th, 1777. When Donald Trump became president, the flag was 239 years old. There was even an article written when Trump was in office about his weight being overweight, weighing 239 pounds. And keep in mind, 239 is the 52nd prime number, and keep in mind the flag was sewn at 239 Arch Street, the year Trump took on the protesters of the flag and national anthem in the NFL. He did it on the 23rd day of the 9th month, 23/9. The first protest of that season was in the preseason by Colin Kaepernick on the 239th day of the year. So again, we had identified why after Super Bowl 51, the Patriots would be in Super Bowl 52 on the 93rd Meridian West in the 93 city. After Brady had 93 offensive plays in Super Bowl 51, we were looking for our NFC team. And again, the day Trump took on the protesters on 23/9, we said, there it is. It's about the flag, Philly, the home of the flag born at 239 Arch Street in Philly, the team with the flag on the helmet, Patriots, versus the Eagles. Exactly what happened. So fast forward to all these years later, this ritual on that day. And what's the number I always teach about with Philadelphia? 65. We call it the 65 city Philadelphia because in Gematria, Philadelphia equals 65. And It's also established on October 26th, or excuse me, October 27th, the day leaving 65 days left in the year. In that Thursday night game, Kirk Cousins got his 65th loss. We also predicted Kirk Cousins would have at least 3 passing touchdowns because it would put him at 257 for his career on the 257th day of the year on Thursday Night Football, which in Gematria equals 257. And we also like the Vikings could pick up their 257th road loss as a franchise on Thursday Night Football on the 257th day of the year. Exactly what happened. We had a lot of nice prop bets for that game, and pretty much everything came through, including the over. The only thing we missed on 35 Thursday, and again, 35 Thursday. We're teaching about 35 Thursday every single year. The first Thursday night game of the season, Lions got their first winning KC in 35 years, and Dan Campbell's 35th game with the Lions as Jared Goff had 35 pass attempts. This past week, Kirk Cousins picked up his 35th loss with the Vikings. And again, just these patterns that we teach about that happen week after week and present themselves. So, that was Thursday to start the week. Sunday, September 17th, that was the NFL's birthday. The NFL was born on Canton, Ohio, September 17th, 1920. And it also happens to be Patrick Mahomes' birthday. And did you see that what the Chiefs' score was that they won with this weekend? 17-9 on the 17th day of the 9th month on Mahomes' birthday, the NFL's birthday, as he's the new face of the league with Brady out. Baby coat. But the other thing that the birthday for September 17th is the Constitution. The Constitution was born on September 17th. That's the government. And again, NFL, government, military flyovers, nonstop military advertising, rituals year after year connecting sports and politics as we continue to document. Again, Constitution born September 17th, 1787. NFL born September 17th, 1920. That's 133 years later. Remember, 133 is a big football number. In Gematria, football's 133. It's also a big government number. Government 133. And, star player or receiver tonight, number 12, it was 83 days after his birthday. We thought that was a sign, he could pick up the TD tonight. He did. But anyhow, in Gematria, based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards, football 133, government 133. The NFL, red, white, and blue. In Gematria, NFL equals 32, as does America, 32 teams. America founded on a 32-date numerology. But look at this perfect alignment with football and government. The NFL, born 133 years after the Constitution. And again, whereas Washington, D.C. is the Masonic city, American football is credited to the Freemason Walter Camp. And again, you just got to say, what are the odds? What are the odds? So, 17-9 on 17/9. That wasn't the only 17-9 ritual in the NFL on September 17th. Geno Smith got the win in Detroit, becoming 9-17 on the road for his career on the date. And oftentimes, dates very crucial to what happens in the games. So, with that said, let's review NFL Week 2. Let's talk about NFL Week 2. We covered Thursday Night Football, Eagles at Vikings. The Falcons-Packers game, I personally wasn't crazy about this game because a strong number with the Atlanta Falcons is 40. Last week, they kept Frank Reich on 40 career wins. In Gematria, Atlanta Falcons is 40. The opposing coach stayed on 40 wins last week versus the Falcons. This week, Ritter, their quarterback, became 4-0 at home. Remember, Georgia's the 4th state. We just saw Trump get his 4th indictment in the 4th state in a big Georgia ritual. Wisconsin and Georgia have a lot of history, from Brett Favre to Hank Aaron to Stacey Abrams. Of course, Hank Aaron wore the number 44. Georgia and Wisconsin are the two states that equal 44 when they faced each other in the NFC Championship. So something I did talk about in this game, even though I wasn't crazy about it, is that if Ritter won, he would be 4-0 at home, and 4 is the number that really connects, again, Georgia and Wisconsin. The threat in that game was that the Packers coach came in on 40 losses and could have stayed there. So that one was iffy to me. The Bills and Raiders game. The Raiders coach stayed on 18 wins. In Gematria, Bills equals 18. If you're new here, Gematria, the elementary practice of coding numbers into words. It's based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards, as we just talked about with football and government. It's also forwards and backwards with numerology. And in Gematria, Bills equals 18. McDaniels, the coach of the Raiders, stayed on 18 wins. Jimmy G picked up at 18 in the L column. Buffalo has the Gematria 63. It was their home opener for the year. Their coach picked up his 63rd win. And there were just a few more numbers as well that lined up for the Bills. They had a convincing win over the Raiders, 38-10. Ravens at Bengals, a little bit tricky with this game. We talked about at the beginning of the season why the Ravens might have a really nice start. Of course, we've been talking about the Ravens all year. So far, they're off to a 2-0 start. They did get their 96th road franchise win, Cincinnati 96. Remember the other year when Cincinnati had the bank shooting that was synced up with their season? It was on September 6th, the Fifth Third's bank shooting on 9-6 in Cincy. Big number in Cincy, 96. This game was tricky, though, because Harbaugh, the coach of the Ravens, he could have got his 96th regular season loss and 105th all-time loss against Cincinnati 96, Cincinnati Bengals 105. This game was on the day leaving 105 days left in the year. Another big number in Cincinnati's 51. Last week, the Browns became 5-1 versus Joe Burrow, like 51. Cincinnati has the Gematria 51, as does Cleveland. Cleveland, the city that broke the 51-year drought, the first championship since Jim Brown when LeBron won it on the real King James's birthday. So again, just Gematria. The numbers that we talk about all the times with these cities, they show up week after week. Bengals in Gematria equals 24. This game was on a 24-date numerology. Bengals lose with 24 points, 24-27. Again, good arguments on both sides of that game. Trickier game this week. Seahawks and Lions. This is the game that hurt me the most this weekend, was Seahawks-Lions. Detroit, I call it the 83 city because Detroit, Michigan's 83. It's on the 83rd meridian. We win a lot with that number in Detroit. We've had some really nice upsets over the years with Detroit in 83. Pete Carroll could have got his 83rd loss. He avoided it. Remember, there's only one city in America that equals 19, and that's Seattle. Jared Goff got his 19th loss with the Lions. And, of course, he used to be in the division with the Seahawks when he played for the Rams. But, again, that 83, it's been a consistent winner over the years in Detroit. Didn't win this week, and that's why I teach people. That's why I say never bet the house. There's no perfect patterns. I just teach people to be consistent. Make smart bets each week, efficient bets, follow the winning patterns. Again, if you've been playing over the years with Detroit in 83, it always sucks to lose, but you realize you've won a lot on that pattern. Disappointing this weekend, but still. You follow the trends, you'll win the majority of the time. And Titans and Chargers, that was also a tighter game this week. Tannehill got his 79th career win. Chargers equals 79. The problem was the coach for the Chargers could have got his 20th win. Big Titans number. Seems like in more recent years, more double-coded games. Historically, the quarterback narrative beats the coach narrative. They say the NFL's a QB-driven league. The QB narrative won here with Tannehill. And 51 points in that game as well. Nashville equals 51. Bucks and Bears. All sorts of things lined up for the Bucks here, including another big number with the Bucks historically, the 3-1-6. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 3-16. The Bears coach falls to 3-16 for his career. Florida, the 27th state. They win with 27 points over the Bears, which also has the Gematria 27. Bears go down with 17 on the 17th. Mayfield, our best team of the year so far, our most lucrative team of the year has been the Bucks. We loved the Bucks last week as a huge underdog against the Vikings. Again, you guys go back to what I was showing you when the Bucks beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, a Super Bowl that we called before the season began. Why Bucks would beat Chiefs? We had that one before the season even started in the year Super Bowl 55. But we were talking about how the Super Bowl was 62 days after the mayor of Tampa Bay's the mayor of Tampa Bay, that Bucks Super Bowl they won. It was 62 days after her birthday. Tampa Bay Buccaneers has that Gematria 62. Huge number with the Bucks historically. And again, that game was on 62 date numerology last week against Minneapolis. Baker Mayfield, last year he did it for us on 35 Thursday, making his debut with his new team last year. Baker Mayfield, when he gets on the field for the first time with the team, he has a history of winning. Anyway, Bucks had a huge upset for us last week, had a nice quality value win over the Bears this week. Chiefs and Jaguars, also a tight game, but we were leaning Chiefs. Ultimately, why were we leaning Chiefs? Because the Jaguars picked up their 112th home loss as a franchise. Chiefs has that Gematria 112. Another pattern we've talked about for years. The year the Chiefs beat the Niners in the Joe Montana Bowl, Super Bowl 54, where Joe Montana equals 54. That season, The Rock, remember The Rock played college football at Miami. That season, the Super Bowl was in Miami. And the episode of Ballers, the last episode of Ballers, it was 112 days before the Super Bowl. And in the episode, The Rock buys the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, the way entertainment is connected from TV show, movie to sport, just like we're showing year after year. Last year, Carolina Panthers game was perfectly synced. The distance in weeks from Chadwick Boseman's death to the Panthers game last year that was on Thursday Night Football, the eve of Friday, where the new Black Panther movie came out, that Chadwick Boseman was in. From Chadwick Boseman's death, the number of weeks to that game was the win number that the Panthers got for a franchise. And again, on the eve of the new Black Panther movie. But anyway, Chiefs over the Jags, 17-9 on the date, on the NFL's birthday, on Mahomes' birthday. Colts and Texans. What we liked about this game was the Colts could get their 31st win in week 2 as a franchise. In Houston, what we call the 31 City. Remember last year, Takeoff died in the big ritual in Houston with his uncle who was 31 years old, and then they got the shooter 31 days later. But again, we just love 31 in Houston. We saw the Colts get the 31st win. What's the score? 31-20. Funny score. Houston equals 31. Texans equals 20. 51 points, like Houston Texans equals 51, like they hosted Super Bowl 51. And another nice value game because Colts were a 1-point favorite. Plenty of value. And just another 31 in Houston, a pattern we've been winning on for a decade. And there's a huge high win percentage with Houston in 31. Niners and Rams. Remember, the Smash Mouth singer from Santa Clara formed the band in 94, dead on 9-4. And last week, Niners at Steelers, Tomlin gets his 94th career loss in the regular season. This week, Stafford stays on 94 wins. Last Sunday, we're at the Seahawks Stadium. Before the game, telling the Seahawks fans, hey, don't hang your head when Stafford comes into town and gets his 94th win in Seattle. Last week, Stafford gets the 94th win in Seattle, where Seattle-Washington is 94. Again, the Seahawks won their only Super Bowl in the 94th NFL season. Then Russell Wilson's grandpa died at 94. Huge number with history of 94 in Seattle. Ken Griffey Jr. home run derby winner in 94. Kurt Cobain dead in 94. 94 days after Bill and Melinda Gates' wedding. Again, these are the Seattle celebrities. Kurt Cobain, Bill and Melinda Gates. Bill Gates loses his mother in 94. Loses his father at age 94. Declares the decade of vaccines on the 94th day of his age, a decade before coronavirus in Seattle, Washington, when coronavirus pandemic's 94. 94 is just so huge in Seattle, and played for Stafford. But then also seems like something's going on with 94 in the Niners this year, and then he stays on 94 versus the Niners. Notice the score, 30-23. Rams equals 30. 53 total points. Los Angeles equals 53. Just like how Super Bowl 53, Patriots over Rams, another Super Bowl we nailed before the season began. And again, that Super Bowl helped a gentleman make over $300,000 on a parlay with the World Series and the Super Bowl. We had Boston beating LA 4-1, 99 days before the concluding Super Bowl game of the 99th NFL season, where Tom Brady would win the Super Bowl at age 41. Both things happened. And again, New England equals 99, 99th NFL season. Aaron Donald equals 99. Aaron Donald's birthday is 5/23. 5/23 is the 99th prime. Patriots came into that season with 523 wins. Only 3 teams in the NFL equal 53. Los Angeles, Patriots, and Carolina. Made a lot of sense with LA versus Patriots. Boston Red Sox also 53 who won the World Series that year. But again, just same numbers week after week. Stafford also became 50-49 at home as a starter. 50-49. Remember, San Francisco and Gematria equals 50. So 50-49, read that with your Gematria lens. It's San Francisco 49ers. Again, the team that used to be 5-0 in Super Bowls that hosted Super Bowl 50. And then Giants Cardinals. Cardinals with the points. If you took it that way, you won. If you put them in a dollar parlay, you lost. They gave up the big 20-0 lead. The Giants coach became 11-9 in this game. Remember what the World Series was after the 9/11 attack on the 11th day of the 9th month? Of course, it was the Yankees losing to the Arizona Diamondbacks. But yeah, the narrative for the Giants to potentially have lost that game was that there was a potential 33 that could have played against them. Glendale equals 33 on the 33rd parallel. It's better, though, when you have a strong riddle in a QB statistical category. And Cardinals did cover. Jets and Cowboys. Again, no one's shocked that the Cowboys beat the Jets, but do notice the Cowboys have opened the season against the New York teams, and both games were 40 points. So there's definitely something going on with that 40. We talked about what that could be on Patreon today. Again, if you want to join us on Patreon, we'll keep some of the greatest gems there. But there is something very interesting about what could happen with the Cowboys this year in the number 40. But you got to pay attention to the patterns. Why are the Cowboys playing New York teams back-to-back weeks to start the season? And why are there 40 points in both games? I did think the Jets were worth a dollar parlay. Again, a dollar parlay is where you try to turn a dollar into 20, 30, 50 bucks. And our dollar parlays did not hit in the NFL on this day, but they did hit in baseball in a big way in the Brewers game. Brewers stayed on 84 wins on a Sunday, where that's a very powerful number. And the Brewers getting beat was a huge payout in baseball. But that's the thing about dollar parlays. You could put 10 separate dollar bills down. You only need to hit one of them to come out ahead. They're games that have a lot of value in a parlay. Now, I think our best game of the week, the best call of the week, was Commanders over Broncos. And man, what a Hollywood script in this game. 68 points in Denver, which is 68 land. We really like the Commanders to beat the Broncos because so many things lined up in this game. This is a rematch of the 1988 Super Bowl. And by the Commanders winning, they became 8-8 versus the Broncos all time. Plus, in Gematria, Washington Commanders, the new name equals 91. They made that name change last year in their 91st season, where 91 played in a lot of rituals for the early part of their season. Sean Payton got his 91st career loss in this game. And Ron Rivera got his 103rd win. Ron Rivera got the 103rd win. Broncos equals 103. Plenty of rituals with 103 in Broncos over the years. And again, they made that game really exciting. There was, a touchdown with no time left, a 50-yard bomb. But then they couldn't complete the 2-point conversion. And notice also, Commanders win with 35. Remember, the first winning score ever of a Super Bowl was 35 points. Packers over Chiefs. 35 is so important to football. That's why 35 Thursday happens nearly every week. 35 in Chaldean and Septenary Gematria, which are relevant ciphers. Again, I have books out there if you haven't read them where I introduce all the ciphers and the relevance, but Super Bowl and football both equal 35 in those ciphers. And remember, the football is the shape of the I, the word I, E-Y-E, the fifth letter, the 25th, the fifth, 35. Very special number. And again, perfect script. 68 points in Denver, too. Dolphins and Patriots. An omission here. The number I always look for on Sunday Night Football is 39 because SNF is 39, and year after year that number is so important in Sunday Night Football. Last week, the Cowboys got their 39th win on Sunday Night Football, beating New York. And the Cowboys got their 39th win in Week 1. The Giants stayed on 39 wins in Week 1. And I want to say there was another 39 on the Cowboys side that's skipping my mind. Had the Patriots won, the Dolphins would have picked up a 39th loss in the series. Instead, what happened is Bill Belichick got his 167th loss, the 39th prime number. Things like that can be tricky. But again, just being aware of the numbers gives you a major insight to, again, the script and how these same numbers are showing up week after week in these primetime events. I mean, we've been teaching about 39 and Sunday Night Football for a decade now. Now, tonight, all week, I was thinking that the Saints had the game tonight, but I changed my mind before game time, and I'm not mad about changing my mind because I changed my mind for a good reason. I did a little additional research and flipped my pick, which obviously ended up being a mistake. But the reason I originally liked the Saints to win this game is because today leaves 104 days left in the year. And Roman Catholic Church is 104, and you can't get more Roman Catholic than a saint. If you don't know what a saint is, that's completely Catholic. If you're a good Catholic, you're a great Catholic. So often it's a pope. When you die after death, then you gain the title of saint. So someday it'll be Saint Pope Francis when he passes away. But 37 combined points, Carolina 37, Saints 37. The Saints picked up a 37 in the series. And the reason I flipped my pick for years, again, the first time I ever got mainstream recognition, USA Today wrote their article about what we did for Super Bowl 50, how we called early in the season, why Broncos would beat Panthers, Von Miller beat MVP, all that. It had everything to do with the history of the Carolina Panthers, Cam Newton, and the founder of the Black Panther Party, Huey P. Newton. So, check this out. Most simple cipher, just the alphabetic order. Monday Night Football equals 213, okay? Monday Night Football is 213. The founder of the Black Panther Party, Huey P. Newton. His birthday is February 17th. And notice, hold on. Let's just measure from the birthday to his birthday anniversary. He's no longer living. He died the exact same year that Cam Newton was born. But from his last birthday to today's game, exactly 213 days. And had the Panthers won tonight, they would have got their 213th regular season win as a franchise. And after realizing that, I in light of what we've documented with the Panthers and Huey P. Newton, there's been a lot of rituals over the years. This wouldn't have been the first one. It just would have been the latest. And again, there it is right there. All-time passing leader Cam Newton, but Panthers on 212 regular season wins. And they stayed there. They didn't get 213 on Monday Night Football, which is 213 days after Huey P. Newton's birthday. So, again, things like that's exactly why I teach people never to bet the house. I just teach, and I said it tonight too, I said, I know that's a really great riddle, but Saints do have some things. Saints also had the 33 on their side tonight, which is historically the Monday Night Football number. But, from what we've already accomplished and everything we've proven about this connection, I just couldn't go against that tonight. And the other thing is Ron Rivera, their greatest coach of all time, he came back from 21-3 yesterday in the game that we really like for the upset. So it felt like it was another 2-1-3 lean, but it missed. Still, you got to ask yourself, what are the odds that they even had it lined up that way? Because why in the world are the Carolina Panthers even playing in prime time early in the season? Normally, teams that are scheduled for prime time early in the season are teams that were good last year. And again, that wasn't the Carolina Panthers, and nobody's expecting them to be good this year. So why in the world are they on prime time on this day of all days? There are some times where I wonder if somehow the script gets blown, or maybe too much money was one way. Anyway, that got me tonight. So I changed the thought once I realized that it was 213 days after the Huey P. Newton birthday anniversary. But by the way, if you are new here, again, I want you to realize Huey P. Newton, the day he died, August 22nd, 1989, the day Cam Newton was born was May 11th, 1989. And the thing about May 11th, the day he's born, and August 22nd, the day that Huey P. Newton died, those days are reflections of each other. August 22nd leaves 131 days left in the year. May 11th is the 131st day of the year. Again, if you're new here, Gematria, there's 4 base ciphers. Notice how Huey P. Newton has that Gematria of 131. Cam Newton born the year he died, 131st day of the year, day leaving 131 days left in the year. Huey P. Newton equals 131 and 41, like Super Bowl. They end up doing this huge Super Bowl ritual. Huey P. Newton's also 58. Cam Newton was the 58th quarterback to start in the Super Bowl. The reason we like Von Miller to win the MVP is because he was drafted one pick after him, number 58. And funny enough, tonight's meeting between the Panthers and Saints, it was the 58th meeting of those teams as well. But it went in favor of the Saints. And understand the symbolism or the ritual of it being the Panthers playing the Saints on this day, leaving 104 days left in the year when Roman Catholic Church is 104. Where were all of the original meetings for the Panthers, the Black Panthers? They were in Catholic churches in the Bay Area. If you did not know that, look it up. It's all facts. But it all goes together. And again, year after year, paying tribute. The other year, on Columbus Day, the Saints were blowing out the Redskins, 62 points, like Genocide 62. That same night in the MLB, both native teams got eliminated. They were still the Cleveland Indians back then and the Atlanta Braves. They both got eliminated that night. One of the scores knocking out the native baseball team was 6-2, as you had 62 points. Again, Genocide 62. Christopher Columbus, paid for by the Catholic Church. The genocide of the natives afterwards. Again, the NFL paying tribute to history, because the same people running your leagues are the same people that are running your country. And the Browns and Steelers, I'll tell you when I knew this game was over. I knew this game was over after the J.J. Watt touchdown when they went up 4 points, because my big fear about the Browns tonight was Deshaun Watson falling to 4-4 as a Cleveland Brown, wearing number 4 when this game came 4 days after his birthday, and also exactly 4 months after at the Jim Brown, which was May 18th. You might recall Jim Brown's death was synced. He died in L.A. at the time of the Lakers series in the playoffs when they were beating Steph Curry and co. But Jim Brown, in light of the 104th NFL season, Jim Brown, 104, right? Dead right before the 104th NFL season. Tonight's game for the Browns, September 18th, the day leaving 104 days left in the year. Tomlin tonight avoided his 104th loss, and this game was 104 days after Kenny Pickett's birthday. And by the way, who we liked a lot as a receiver tonight in the Steelers game was Pickens. Pickett to Pickens. NFL and 14 is a big pattern. Pickens wears number 14. This was his 14th NFL start tonight, and he had one of his better career games this evening, scoring his 5th career touchdown. Of course, the numerology of 14 is 5. But yeah, that game, I had the wrong lead on that tonight's game as well. So I thought it would be the over in that game. We did get the over, but I knew there were some threats there, the 4-4 thing. But I was looking at the 104 days left in the year and how Tomlin could get that 104th all-time loss. He got his 94th regular season loss last week against the Niners. Could have got his 104th all-time loss tonight. And the other thing is why I knew the game was over when they were up 4 is because of the 48 points. Again, MNF, 48. Forwards, it's 33, like how Watson stayed on 33 all-time wins tonight. He could have got his 33rd regular season win, but he stayed on 33 all-time wins. MNF's 48. Where MNF is 33 and 48, look at Cleveland, 33-48. And one other thing that was concerning about Watson is he could get his 31st loss tonight, and he did. Big number with the Steelers, 31. Steelers is also 113. I predicted Watson would throw 1 touchdown pass tonight, which was correct. Watson's now on 113 career touchdowns and 31 career losses. Again, might not pick every game correctly, but the point is we're showing the language of how the games are scripted. And some games are definitely a lot safer than others. Again, the person who says that Gematria is a fraud needs to explain how we're proving our point every single game. How are we not proving our point here when we've been educating about Steelers and 31 for all these years? The rituals, with all of these numbers. So, Watson exits the game with 113 career touchdowns. And, 113 career touchdowns. And, 113 career touchdowns. And 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 113 Yeah, again, ended on a sour note with the two touchdowns by the Steelers defense tonight, right? They won their 21st straight win on Monday. NFL record, 21 straight wins on a Monday. 21's a big moon number. Monday named after the moon. Moon's 21 in Gematria, like lunar. So that was another threat. But yeah, honestly, I did think that Jim Brown with the 104 thing might be a good sign for the Browns, who haven't started 2-0 in forever. But it was not. So anyway, we've never said that we could call every game, but what we do prove week after week is if you know Gematria, you can see how the scores are scripted and why the same numbers we talk about week after week show up in the games. And the other thing I teach people is, again, if you stay consistent, small bets to make big paydays. That's where it's at with this knowledge. You won't win every week, but you don't need to win every week to come out ahead. Case in point, this ticket from last week. Johnny didn't win this week, but he won last week, and he'll stay consistent all year. Johnny's winnings in week 1 ensure that he will have a profit for the year. He can win. Johnny can lose every single week making the same bet, and he'll still make a profit for the year. Last week, week 1, with the knowledge, $60 turned into nearly $1,500. So do the math. Let's say he bets $60 the rest of the year and loses the remaining 17 weeks. What's 60 times 17? $1,020. So if he lost the rest of the year, he still would have made about $500 for the year. And again, he's going to hit a lot more this year. It's not that he's going to lose the rest of the season. A lot of people this week lost in my community because the Lions game blew it for a lot of people. But again, a lot of people won last week. And again, the guy who's the real fraud, who takes clips, like last week for Thursday Night Football, Lions-Chiefs, I only advised one bet. I said, to me, for this game, it's the small play, big pay parlay with the Lions, because the threat of last week on 35 Thursday was the Lions could win their first game in 35 years in KC in Dan Campbell's 35th game with the Lions, which I wrote would be a really good feel-good narrative where Dan Campbell's become this like central character, this emotional coach who just, he's just so close to turning this Lions franchise around. But the threat was that the Chiefs, had they won that Thursday game, they would have got their 35th all-time win in week 1. And while that was a threat, we did talk about, again, the Lions, the feel-good story, the NFL keeping people off balance, the any given day on the Gridiron League. So anyway, the troll boy who is the actual fraud, who's dedicated his whole channel to shilling and trolling me, he cut the clip of where I was explaining, why small play, big pay is the Lions bet. But I said, don't bet the house because, again, you do have the threat of the Chiefs 35 too. And again, I always teach people, don't try to become an overnight millionaire. Be consistent. Never bet more than you can afford to lose. Trying to turn a $5 bill into a $100 bill is my favorite way to play because, hey, if you lose your $5 for the week, just skip your cup of coffee, eat one less fast food meal for the week, eat at home and get your $5 back. But, Troll Boy cuts the part of where I'm talking about the Lions and then just plays a clip of me talking about the part of why not to bet the house on the Lions because of the Chiefs side of the threat, and then says, fraud. And it's like, how fraudulent is that? So you're going to edit out what I said to bet on? And then, the guy's just a total fucking loser. So again, that is also why episode 1 is called Who is the Fraud? And by the way, the phone line is open so the fraud out there screen recording. If you want to call in and defend yourself, the line's open to you. If Fraud Boy wants to call in and explain how I'm the fraud when he does that every single week, just cuts and edits things so that it makes me look bad. Again, he'll sit there and record a 3-hour live stream and cut it up. Just so things favor him, he'll cut out all the good stuff and just put all the stuff in there that can look bad. Totally devious thing to do. But again, here's someone who went with the knowledge last week and who's done this a lot of times and who's been doing it for years and a veteran of the community. And then you have Fraud Boy putting out a video going, if you went with Zach's picks in week 1, you would have lost a fortune. It's like, well, here's a guy who went with the information I put out in week 1. He didn't lose a fortune. He turned $60 into $1,500. And again, a lot of people had a great week 1. And a lot of people had a very good week 2 as well. So Here, let's see it. Let's see if this is Troll Boy calling in. We'll know if he has the cocksucker lisp. Is that you, Troll? Troll? He's not going to say anything. Yeah, it probably is him. If you guys have ever heard him, yeah, he's got one of those cocksucker lisps. He's got one of those gaping holes. But anyway. Again, as time's gone on, you guys, the NFL has definitely learned that this community has taken big advantage, again, in all sports, and they have made things a little bit trickier. Tonight, the first night we've ever had one of these perfect Black Panther rituals line up, and it failed. And the Browns-Steelers game, it was a dangerous game, so I'm not shocked about that one, but anyway, it was still a winning week. Positive week, nice upsets, a lot of good calls, proof all over the place of how relevant Gematria is. I mean, like I always say, Houston in 31. You just want to make a living off sports and Gematria, just pay attention to how often Houston in 31 can come up. I mean, baseball, NBA, NFL, it comes up a lot. And it's just a consistent winner. There's this MLB season, I mean, we've probably won on 31 in MLB. I'd say at least 30 some times this season. It's probably lost 2 or 3 times, And here it comes up again this week, and you get 31 points. So, again, where is Gematria fraud? Where's anything that I've taught about how the league's rigged and how it's synced up with history and sports? Where could you ever say, as we prove it week after week, that it's a fraud or false? Lispy's not going to call in because he's a little ballless loser. He's going to screen record and he's going to sit there and probably jerk off while he watches this video, but he's not going to call in because he knows he's going to get his ass handed to him just like he did last year when he tried to step up to the plate. And luckily his friend deleted the video for him. He also put his face out there by accident, getting all nervous on the phone, hit the wrong button, and it was like, uh-oh, FaceTime, now we get to see what Lispy looks like. Go figure, he looks like a fucking inbred loser. So, again, who's the fraud? If you think it's me, I mean, again, here's all the things you got to answer. Who's ever hit more futures in the world? First of all, my work's also, and also beyond that, the work's not just about sports. How about all my predictions with COVID? Was I wrong about anything about COVID? I was right about every single damn thing about COVID. I wrote a book that came out in the middle of 2020, accurately forecasting when they'd wind down the COVID scam dead on the money. Everything that I predicted about COVID is dead on. Did we predict in 2020 that something really big would happen in the world 19 years after 9/11, the 19 hijackers? Yes, we did. Many years before it happened. How many times have we forecast the future, the news, elections, that Joe Biden would be number 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday? In February of 2016, before Trump was even the nominee, did I not explain how he was so divisive and polarizing that he was surely who they would put in for president? Yeah, I did walk that back later in the year because I thought things were getting too crazy with Trump, like impersonating, mocking everybody. But again, we saw it all from the beginning. So to call me a fraud, who in your life have you ever helped win tens of thousands of dollars? Because I've done it for a lot of people. Last year I was out in Buffalo educating about the ritual of the mass shooting on Israel's 74th birthday when I predicted I predicted that there'd be a terrible, horrible type of event like that on Israel's 74th birthday. Ended up being in Buffalo at the Tops. We flew out there, educated the community about it. What happened? What happened while I was out there? We got in a confrontation with the Hebrew Israelites, and how did the confrontation wind down? One of them got a call from his brother who follows me, and he told all them to chill out and that they need to listen to what I was talking about. And the one of them goes, man, my brother just called me, said this guy's helped my brother make $70,000 off of the NFL in the years he's been following him. I mean, that's all captured on a live stream in real time. That goes to show the work is spreading maybe more than we know. But, I mean, how many of you guys have had things like that happen in your life? I mean, not to mention I'm taking the time out of my life to travel across the country to educate a community about the ritual that just went down and what's really taking place in this nation. But to call me a fraud, I mean, everything I've taught from sports to news to politics, it backs itself up every single day. Here, Here, how many times have I taught about 38 in death and 118 in death? How many times have I taught about it? You guys see this story right here? Sergio Brown, number 38. His mom's dead and he's missing 118 days after his birthday. How many times have we talked about 38 in death alone in the NFL, not to mention all the rest of the world's celebrity? What I'm teaching is fraud. I'm trying to show people how these leagues are murdering people. What 38 has to do with death, murder, killing, RIP, why it's on the cover of the Murder by Numbers movie poster, that number. That it's more than a movie. Again, Kabbalah, real. Teaching about this. How's teaching about something real fraudulent? How is identifying these patterns and teaching it to other people? Again, here, let's look at my resume compared to the people who call me fraud. So here, Lispy might be calling in. Let's see if he found his balls to talk. Okay. Lispy, what's up?
Hello?
Oh, that's not you.
No, it's not Lispy.
Are you his boyfriend?
No, but I would like to say a few things.
Okay, go ahead, no caller ID.
All right. So I'm going to speak from the position that I think that guy's coming from. And it's not that Gematria is a fraud, and it's not that the information doesn't have value and that it's not real. I think the place that he's coming from what I understand, is that it's very difficult to actually make correct picks using that knowledge. And the evidence that
what's very difficult?
Well, I'll give an example. You personally don't even use this knowledge yourself.
And you know that how? And you know that how?
You don't make bets. You don't use it.
And you know that how?
Wouldn't you show your ticket?
Would I show my tickets?
Well, all right. So I'll then here's your opportunity. Do you place bets?
Yes.
So why can't we just tell your picks if you're making money on it?
A lot of us have been making money for a long time. Again, were you watching the stream in Buffalo? The story I just told about the guy who explained to the group how he's made $70,000 off the knowledge over years. There's a lot of people who have made a lot of money in this community off the knowledge.
That wasn't my question. I said, what if you really use this knowledge to make picks, that you personally make picks? Why can't we just tell your picks?
Again, I'm giving out the information every week.
That's not my question. If you're using this information to make picks, why can't we just tell your picks? You're not making picks. You don't use this to make picks.
We make picks every week off the information. What are you saying?
I'm saying it's very difficult to actually use this and be profitable. And so the first piece of evidence...
No, it's really not. Again, it might be for a guy like you who doesn't understand it, but it's not. You know, Big Al just had another big winning weekend off UFC, taking advantage of the rigged fights. Everything that we've taught over the years, there's plenty of people that make money every week. You guys who have these arguments, again, you're just not good with the knowledge. I mean, that's your problem. So that's the thing. Like crybaby losers like you, maybe you can't win with it, but then you guys are making videos talking shit and trying to discourage people from learning about this. And again, there's a lot of people in this community who've made thousands of dollars and changed their life. There's tons of people who've set up their own Patreons who win consistently, who all learned from me, and they're all making money in picks. Again, I'm someone who's been harassed by the IRS multiple times. I don't want to put out everything that I'm doing financially out there. I'm having to fill out paperwork right now for the IRS. I'm being harassed by the IRS. Again, I mean, your arguments don't make any sense. All you guys come with these same bullshit-ass arguments that don't make any sense. Nothing you said made any sense.
All right, hold on. All right, so that was just my first point. You don't need to put, and I understand what you're saying about the IRS situation. I'm not asking you to put yourself in a position.
Yeah, you are. That's what you all are doing. And you guys are probably all feds, too. Your arguments don't make any sense. You're going, how can you make any money off this? And we're showing you all the people making money off this all the time. There's tons of people who are making money all the time. A lot of people made money first week and this week. First 2 weeks. A lot of people have had good first 2 weeks.
Okay, please don't interrupt me because I'm not interrupting you. So what I said the first time was that if you are making picks, why can't you just put out, hey, these are the picks that I suggest? It doesn't have to, you don't have to say...
What the fuck are you talking about? Are you on the Patreon? I mean, I show what games I like every week. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, you don't. You say close call, and then after it hits
Is that what I write? Close call for every game, or do I point out what games I like?
I can specifically tell you that for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game in week 1, you said close call, and then on live stream afterwards, you said I love that game.
Okay, you're full of shit. You're full of shit. I was emphatic about that game. I said the one. Hold on, you're full of shit. I put out a separate post once I realized how they could get the 170th all-time home loss plus the 62. Emphasized it over and over in the Patreon videos, like what, 5 fucking times, that I thought that was the best upset pick of the week?
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. Bullshit. Here, I'm hanging up on that fucking guy. If somebody else wants to call in, somebody who won money, like here's Johnny who took Tampa Bay. The only thing I'm surprised that Johnny didn't put on his ticket was Seattle getting upset by the Rams, which I also liked a lot. But again, that guy's a fucking loser. Anybody can go back and listen to the video and go read the posts. And again, we did another stream even that Sunday morning, and I again emphasized the Tampa Bay upset and how Mayfield, I mean, again, I said the one thing to worry about in that game is the 26 could fall either way, but you had the 62 Tampa Bay history and you had the 170th franchise loss in the history of Mayfield winning in his first game. And again, I mean, it's just the Lispy guy who's probably his bunk buddy right there. Literally, you guys can watch my live stream in Seattle where in the first 5 minutes of the stream, I'm telling the Seattle fans all about 94 in Seattle and why they shouldn't hang their heads when Stafford gets his 94th win today before the game's played. And then you got Lispy making videos saying that I never liked the Rams to win. It's just like, this guy's a fucking loser. Here, let's see if we got somebody who's actually honest to call in. 718.
Hey, how's it going, Zach, man? Yes, I did actually make money off your decodes. Most of the time I actually do. But I have some mind-blowing shit here, man.
Here, tell me something real quick. Were you with us week 1? Did I not emphasize several times that I like Tampa to upset Minnesota?
Yeah, the thing is, you just got to read through it. You just take your time, and that people don't.
Would you conclude that last guy was either a liar or a fucking retard?
Is that, some people always find something to complain about.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's got to be a fucking loser. It's like, you guys, for people who don't know, you have no idea how many times I emphasized how much I like the Tampa's narrative to beat Minnesota. I mean, for that guy to call and be like, no, you just said it was close call. It's like, get the fuck out of here, sorry-ass motherfucker. Anyway, go ahead, 718.
The track record speaks for itself. Like, it needs you understand, no explanation for them. I mean, I don't understand, but, But I was calling in because I remember, like, a couple lives back that you said, something about somebody talking about like the power going out, like that's going to be the next big event. But for some reason, like the Seattle Mariners, they came to New York 2 weeks ago, and Fauci came out talking about the variant and how it's not going to be the same tsunami. Like they were emphasizing the word tsunami, and Mayor Adams the next day talking about how the economy is going to crash into a tsunami, economic tsunami. So I'm like, okay. And everybody has been talking about how they've been getting dreams about a tsunami hitting the East Coast. Funny enough, that same week, there was this Russian TV show talking about the torpedo they had called the Poseidon. So I went to Gematria, and I figured out that Poseidon equals 97, tsunami equals 97, tidal wave equals 97, and the Dolphins equals 97, and the Mariners equal 97. And all of them are they're the same numbers, 97, 43, 119, if you type them in. So just like the Patriots did before September 11th, I wouldn't be surprised if this happens on the East Coast and the Mariners win the World Series this year and the Dolphins make the Super Bowl. I mean, all of the numbers are the same. And even if you type in ocean, it's 97 in reverse, but 38 is there too. Like, they're all similar. So I wanted to call in because that was just mind-blowing. All of them 97 through, similar numbers, same numbers. So, yeah, I just wanted to call in for that.
Okay. Interesting observations. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, later. The thing that's interesting about the Mariners this year is there's only one team in all of MLB that equals 119, and it happens to be them. And again, Seattle is directly connected to that other 119 date through Boeing and Magnus and Klemenkic Associates. But Woo! There's a team I like a lot more than them, and they're in the other league. What's up, 209?
Hey, Zach, what have you always said to do in these close riddle games, right? Take the dogs with the points. Exactly what I did tonight.
The first game was a push on the spread because it was a 3-point favorite, and you had a 3-point game.
On my book, it was 3.5. So
Oh, it worked. Okay, nice. Okay. Yeah, some books.
I also gave it out +4 to like my people I give out picks to, so it was good. It was a good night for us.
Well, I'm glad taking the points worked out for you. So you went Steelers with the points, huh? Caller?
So I didn't touch the Steelers game.
Oh, you left that one alone. Yeah, that was a smart call because, like I said, I knew once Watt scored that touchdown, it was over. I was like, that's the final score right there. 4-point game.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it, Tom.
Indeed. All right, well done. Well done.
Everything that you say, the knowledge you're putting out, you can't dispute it. Literally, it's proven week after week, day after day. Like to say this isn't how they do stuff.
Exactly. Again, everything I've taught, I haven't had to backtrack any of it. How the sports are synced up with history, and when you can recognize these things, it can be very helpful. And sometimes it will burn you. Like, again, tonight I liked the Saints until I realized the 2-1-3 thing with Huey Pino. I said, I've won too many times on that. I can't go against that. And I'm a little bit surprised they didn't do that. I'm scratching my head about that one. But again, we've won so many times on that pattern. And again, we changed people's lives by figuring that out years ago. I mean, a lot of people made tens of thousands of dollars off that Super Bowl, and they didn't have to invest much on it when we figured it out. Again, $500 bets turned into over $10,000 parlaying the things that we had for that Super Bowl when we figured it out. We've done that for a lot of people. So, again, you guys, I just want to make a point about my futures and the calls I've made. If you took my advice in the 111th World Series in spring training, the Mets were 40-1 to win the pennant. And we like the Mets a lot in spring training to be in that 111th World Series. So, again, you'd bet 100, you would have done 40 times your money. In 2016, we nailed every sports future. Imagine hitting every sports future. That's huge odds. So, I mean, we haven't hit every future every single time, but we've hit so many futures over the years in so many sports. If you were just being consistent, you're playing with so much house money. I mean, just after the Mets, you would have been able to lose your next 40 futures if you just bet 100 each time, and that definitely hasn't happened. We've hit so many futures. So when I have these people calling in going, the problem with the knowledge is it's so hard to win. No. If you've been following me over the years and doing what I've been recommending and putting out, you are way ahead. And there's a lot of people in this world that are that way. And like I've also said, in the last 3-4 years, it has become more challenging calling games and even futures. And I think that's because, again, I mean, I had USA Today write their article about me in January of 2016. It's almost an 8-year-old article now. There's eyes on what we're doing. Maybe tonight, had we not noticed the 2-1-3 thing and I stayed with my Saints pick, maybe that would have played out. Part of me wonders about stuff like that. Because, again, you got to ask, why did they script it that way, but then not have that be the outcome? So, anyway, anything else?
No, really, man. I was going to say most recently, too, the Phillies, to make it to the World Series, you had that one. You had that one dialed in.
Hold on. We're going to get World Series. Okay, I had to take 2 teams last year in the NL. I had Phillies or Dodgers at the start of the season. And we were lucky it was the Phillies because it was a lot better payout. The year before that, 117th World Series, we had the Braves or the Dodgers in the National League, and to win the World Series, Braves won it. So the year before that, we only had one team, Dodgers, to win it all. Dead on. 115th World Series, before the playoffs started, we had Nationals to beat Astros in Game 7, exactly what happened. Helped a gentleman turn a $5 bill into over $5,000 off that. And again, that was Big Al, who parlayed that with some UFC fights and some other things. 114th World Series. That was the year we helped a gentleman make over $300,000 because that was the year that Boston over LA World Series was synced up with Boston over LA Super Bowl 99 days apart in the 99th NFL season when New England's 99. 113th World Series. Well, Vice News wrote their article about me for calling why the Astros would beat the Dodgers in August. I didn't have it in spring training that year, but I had the right 2 teams with still plenty of games left. 112th World Series, we guaranteed the Cubs would win the World Series in spring training. That was right. 111th World Series, the first ever baseball future I put out, I had Mets winning the National League and being in the World Series with huge odds. So, I mean, that's all facts for Major League Baseball. And again, that's just one sport. We've murdered the NBA, NFL, MLB, college sports. I mean, yeah, who's the fraud? Anyone calling me a fraud is the fraud.
You know, and you always talk about Skull and Bones going deep into these leagues. You know, Mike Evans, he got a touchdown his last game. It was 22 months and 3 weeks since his last touchdown versus the Bears. Skull and Crossbones 2-2-3, Tampa Bay, the Skull and Bones team. He does it. He gets the touchdown.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I just saw this movie this weekend.
Talking about forever.
I'd never seen the movie Wolf of Wall Street before this weekend, and if you've seen that movie, early in the movie, it's about a true fraud, a fraudulent accounting or stockbroker firm that rips people off with penny stocks and other things. But they're gloating about how they made $22 million in 3 hours. So numbers are everywhere.
What a joke.
Yeah. So, anyway, appreciate it, man.
And I'll let other people call in.
All right, appreciate the call. Later.
Thanks.
What's up, Joey?
Yo, I just want to say this knowledge has made me be able to call shit like a motherfucker, man.
Hey, did you bite on the 2-1-3 riddle tonight for the Panthers?
I didn't. I'll get to why I didn't. I'll get to why I didn't like the Panthers tonight. I like the Saints, actually.
I did like the Saints until I found the 213 days after Huey P. Newton's birthday, and then I said, oh, never mind.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. I wanted to start with Thursday night football with the Vikings and Eagles.
I already covered the Thursday night football ritual. We don't need to go over it again.
No, I made a good prop bet. I made a really, really good...
We had a lot of nice prop bets in that game. Okay, what was your prop bet that you had?
Jordan Addison.
Yeah, I liked him.
Jordan Addison to have a good game.
Yeah, I liked him to have a good game too. He had the numbers for that game. We hit it. The only prop bet of mine that missed in that game was Boston getting a touchdown, number 35. I thought he might do it on Thursday.
But this is how rigged it is. This is why I said Jordan Addison's going to have a good game. I don't know what you had, but this is what I had. So back on the 201st day of the year, he was in the news for going 140 in an 85, or in a 55 mile per hour zone. He was going 85 miles per hour over the speed limit. National Football League equals 85. This was on the 201st day of the year. Exactly 85 days after he was drafted. He was going, and the key number with this is 140. He was in the news for going exactly 140 miles per hour. And of course, he went to college at Pittsburgh, which equals 140. Then he transferred to the USC Trojans, and USC Trojans equals 140. So Thursday night football, I noticed I did the days from the day he was drafted until this Thursday night football, 140 days. I'm like, okay, he's going to have a good game. It's 140 days after he's drafted, and he was in the news on the 201st day of the year for going 140. But get this. So that was the 201st day of the year. Thursday was the 231st day of Jordan Addison's age. 201 and 231. Like Ignatius of Loyola, who created the Jesuits, they have these riddles on point. Like, look at all the headlines, people. It's not 139 miles per hour, 141 miles per hour, exactly 140. And I covered that story back then because he was going 140 in a 55, so 85 over the speed limit. National Football League equals 85, and the 201st day of the year, July 20th, was 85 days after he was drafted. So they're syncing all this up perfectly. And So that was that point. But the 213, why I didn't like the 213? Well, first of all, Huey P. Newton we know equals 131. Today, well, the game Monday night was the 131st day of Cam Newton's age. And of course, the Panthers have been very terrible. Just probably the worst team, like being objective here. Since they released Cam, when he had still 1 year left on his contract, the Panthers went and released Cam. Since then, they've just been trash. They traded a bunch for Bryce Young, who, if you don't know this, Cam Newton went to Auburn, the rival college of Alabama, who's the powerhouse in college football. And now they have Bryce Young, who went to Alabama, the rival school of Cam Newton's school. So do you really think that they're going to let... Oh, the Super Bowl Cam Newton was in, Super Bowl 50. And keep in mind, Monday night had 50-date numerology. So it makes sense they're doing this riddle on 50-date numerology with Huey P. Newton on 50-date numerology when they were in Super Bowl 50. But do you really think they're going to let... Oh, this is the point I'm going to make. That Super Bowl, February 7th, 2016, guess what? Cam Newton...
Joey, all that... Joey, these... okay, I mean...
Let me finish. If you look up the birthday of Auburn University's birthday, it's February 7th, the date of Super Bowl 50. So let me get to my point. They're not going to have Bryce Young, who's the complete opposite of Cam Newton. He's just short. He's just small. He looks like a fucking middle school JV quarterback. They're not going to have Bryce Young do a fucking Black Panther ritual when...
Who'd they have here, just to show you guys what they did last year. From Chadwick Boseman's death, August 28th, 2020, to the Thursday night game, which was November 10th, 2022, the day before the new Black Panther movie came out. Notice it was 115 weeks later, and that night on Thursday Night Football, the Panthers got their 115th home win. And what is it? Is it like, what is it again? Is it Panthers is 115? Yeah, Panthers is 115.
Panthers is 115.
Who was the quarterback in that game? Who was the quarterback? Was it Mayfield? I can't remember who it was now.
Marcus Mariota was the quarterback for the Falcons that game, who went to Oregon, who Cam Newton beat in the national championship game in college.
Okay, but who was the Panthers quarterback for that game is what I want to go back and look at.
It was either Baker Mayfield. No, it was P.J. Walker.
Yeah, and he's not, so I don't know. I mean, because the point I'm making is they don't need Cam Newton necessarily to pull off the Panther ritual. That was a Panther ritual last year. So, again, Black Panther equals 213, Monday Night Football 213, 213 days after Huey P. Newton's birthday. They could have got their 213th franchise win. They had no reason to be on prime time. And notice that last year it was 25-15, right? Atlanta equals 15, Falcons equals 25. They gave up the 25-point lead on 2/5 in the 97th season, the 25th prime, the year they moved the touchback to 25. But that was the score of last year's game on the eve of the Black Panther ritual. Notice they became 3-7, like Carolina's 37. Like tonight's game, there's 37 points, and the Saints picked up 37. But yeah, I don't know if it matters that it's not Cam Newton. So I don't really follow the logic, honestly, Joey, because it didn't work out that way. But again, the fact that 213 was there and they didn't do it, I'm still a little bit surprised. PJ Walker, you see how he had 101 passing yards in that game? Look at Panthers the other way. Look at when you run it forwards. 101. 101 yards. Panthers 38. They lost in Super Bowl 38. They lost to the Broncos on the 38th day of the year. To Colorado, the 38th state. Last year, the Seahawks become 3-8 versus the Panthers after Russell Wilson goes there on 3-8. And again, the Broncos beat the Panthers on the 38th day of the year. But again, all of these numbers matter. This is why you got to know the 4 base ciphers. Alphabetic order, forwards and backwards with numerology. Then you'll see through the rituals. Anyway, I'm going to let somebody else get on, Joey. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man.
That's it. Yeah, Joey, you guys, he's not. He doesn't. I don't think he has any money to sign up for Patreon, but he calls me every day, and he's doing the decodes himself, and he's usually called me up to share with me some exciting find he had. And I'm like, I know, Joey, it's in my notes on Patreon today. He's like, oh yeah, I'm not on there. I'm like, I don't need to call me every day and tell me what I already have in my notes, but yeah. Anyway, he's a huge Cam Newton fan too, so he's like, you can't compare Bryce Young to Cam Newton. Anyway, it is a little bit of a shocker that they would line it up that way and not do it. And I almost wish I hadn't done the extra research because everybody would have been golden. I had Saints to win before I did the extra homework. 3-4-7.
Zach, how's it going? Good.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, I heard you talking about the number 4 earlier. I wanted to tell you my notes that I had on it.
Okay.
So on September 2nd, if you heard the story about Mark Dykey, he was rescued on 9/11 from a cave in Turkey, that's the Middle East. So he got ill on
Who is this person?
Mark Dykey.
Yeah, who's that?
He was a man rescued from the Middle East in Turkey. Look it up.
I'm not. I know, but who is that?
It was a cave explorer.
A cave explorer. Okay.
So, yeah, so I'm telling you why it's a 9/11 sick ritual. Osama bin Laden, they said he was hiding in a cave.
Right.
So he was rescued on 9/11.
Okay, I get it.
Before
Yeah.
that, on 9/10, the Cowboys hit their 40. They went 40 to beat whoever they beat. I forgot, but 40 points. On 9/11, you had Aaron Rodgers drive 4 plays. He got injured. You noticed the time he went down was at 11:19. He got signaled to go down at that time. The Jets went 91 and stayed on 119 losses in September all time. And on the day of 9/11, the Yankees game got postponed to 9/12. They had a 4-game series against the Boston Red Sox. So on the 3rd game, the Boston Red Sox got defeated by the Yankees. And what was it? It's just everything on the top of my head right now that I'm thinking of. The Yankees got their 846th loss on their 3rd game since 9/11 in that series. They ended up beating the Red Sox the next game. So that does that 4 again, right?
Okay.
Then they played the Pirates. They played the Pirates, and they're on their 1,805th game since 9/11. The World Trade Center is 185.
Right.
They gave Derek Shelton his 322nd loss. George Bush, a member of Skull and Bones. Okay? So I'm just chiming in about that number 4 that you're bringing up. The Yankees played a 4-game series against the Boston Red Sox. They got their 846th loss in that series. And, just chiming in with everything with 9/11.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Again, they say the first plane hit the building at 8:46, and then they put that number on George Floyd initially in the Twin Cities, and
There was 4 planes total in 9/11, right? Then on the 2nd game against the Pirates, the Yankees gave the Pirates their 40th home loss in that series. So they went 37-40. There was 37 passengers in Flight 93 and 4 hijackers. Okay, I forgot to say that Mark Dickey was also 40 years old. And in an interview that they had of him, they had
the game Jenga. The Jenga where you build a tower.
Right.
And, you play the game and, it gets knocked down.
Right.
So it's pretty crazy. But shout out to Itachi. He pointed out the fourth book of the Bible is the book of Numbers. So I just found
You never knew that before? I mean, I point that out all the time.
I didn't know that.
I point that out all the time, my man. But anyway. Shout out to Itachi too, but yeah, I mean, I've probably mentioned that like no less than 10,000 times over the years.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Here, 9/11. Here, you guys, 9/11. What happened this year on 9/11? Remember the country we've been fucking with forever, Libya? They said 2 dams failed and might have killed over 10,000 people. And look at the names of the dams that failed on 9/11. Mansour Dam 119, like how the majority of the world writes the date 9/11. And Durnanab 156. 911 is the 156 prime. You don't think these... again, you're saying what I'm teaching is a fraud? I'm showing you how the New World Order fucking operates and how sick these people are. And all you guys who try to slander me, you're essentially helping these murderers get away. 718?
Hey, Zach. Yeah, I'm calling it in, and I'm actually remembered that, what you just mentioned about the Libya thing. That's what I wanted to say. The tsunami/dam thing. I was going to ask you if you think the Mariners are going to be connected to that, being that when they hit a home run, they pass around a trident, a Poseidon trident.
Right.
That's why I put in Poseidon. Not because of
that. For people who don't know, again, the World Trade Centers in New York had the trident. That was part of their design that came down on 9/11. And again, the man who designed the World Trade Centers is from Seattle, Washington, the city by the sea. Poseidon's the sea. Poseidon has the gematria 94, like World Trade Center, like Seattle, Washington, like how they open on the 94th day of the year, like how Terror's 94.
Exactly.
But the trident was part of the design of the World Trade Center. And the name of the ship that they supposedly threw bin Laden's body into the ocean off of, it has the Poseidon connection, the name of the ship. And it was Operation Neptune Spear to kill bin Laden. And Neptune in astrology, astrology is Poseidon. So
there was something with Julio Rodriguez wearing number 44. I had it in the tip of my tongue, but
Seattle equals 44.
Yeah, Julio Rodriguez, the player for the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, Seattle equals 44. Big number up there. I think the home run derby this year was 44 days after his birthday, if I remember right. And again, the guy who won it. Who won the home run derby this year? Vlad Guerrero Jr., and he wins it in the Mariners Stadium, and his dad also won a home run derby, and the last father-son tandem was on the Mariners. And I mean, were we not out at the Mariners game or at the All-Star game telling all those people about, look, you guys, the American League's on 47 wins, and I was pointing out how the big poster on the Mariners Stadium for the World Series, they even had to put the coordinates of Seattle up there. They had the All-Star game on the 47th parallel as the American League stays on 47 wins and the National League wins their first World Series, or excuse me, not World Series, but All-Star game in 11 years on the 11th of July. And the thing about the All-Star game this year being on 11/7, Vladimir Guerrero came into that home run derby with 117 career home runs, and Major League Baseball equals 117. So...
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they connect him with Ellie De La Cruz, who's also, I think, number 44 from Cincinnati Reds. And I'm not sure Ken Griffey, how old is he, but I know next year is the year 24, and he's number 24. But,
Yeah.
I had an image in my head about a tsunami and the Libya thing happening. That's what I wanted to connect with. But yeah, that's what I wanted to clarify.
All right. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, later. Lispy, who's out there screen recording and jerking off to my voice right now because he loves me so much. Stop posting this comment that the reason you don't call in is because I won't let you talk. I already let you talk, a few months back when you got schooled in the debate. Again, put the lotion away, put your little pecker back in your pants, and call in and explain to us why you're such a fucking loser. Other people can call in while we wait for Lispy too. But again, we know Lispy's the real fraud with no balls. Pull the dildo out of your ass, Lispy. Give us a call. So... but yeah, you guys will annoy me also when you call in and be like, shut up. did you know the fourth book of the Bible's numbers? Like, holy fucking shit, dude. Do you even watch my videos, or you just call in all the time? Oh my God. I mean, I've only been talking about the fourth book of the Bible, Numbers, and Kobe's death and Moses Malone and 4 about, what, 500 times in the last couple months, too? 408?
Hey, Zach, it's Evan.
Oh, yeah, what's up, Evan? Evan. Great job. For you guys who don't know, Evan has the YouTube channel. He went out to try and wake the Cowboys fans up. Evan, let's practice dealing with the robotic lines of fans. That people are just walking by saying over and over, how do you script a game? And I didn't hear any responses. I mean, there's a million different correct ways to respond to that one. Is it just like, what's going on?
Because most of the people, they were just like walking by and they didn't like want to interact. There were some people who actually came up to me and like asked me, and I talked about it. But most of the people there, they just kind of wanted to walk on by. They kind of murmured the sign, laughed a little bit. And I'd ask them, like, hey, if you knew it was scripted, would you still watch? And they're like, oh, yeah, I love the Cowboys. I was like, okay.
I did hear a lot of people say back that they'd still, I did hear that hell yeah from the guy when you said, you still watch against their scripts? He's like, hell yeah, I'll watch it. I was just like, God, these people are dumb. But yeah, when they all walk by and go, how do you script a game? I mean, how don't you script a game? Like, do you watch these games? You should just be blasting with it. You say, does this not sound like a script to you? The 97th NFL season, they moved the touchback to 25 yards only for the Super Bowl to end on 2-5 with a 25-point comeback? I mean, where's that the script? And then just go over to the next example and the million other examples. I mean, what they just did on Thursday Night Football. It's just... again, I mean, Evan, next time you're out there, have some things ready to go so that as soon as you get those, because they're all robots. Notice how everybody walks by and says the exact same thing to you. Like, literally, these people are robotic. They're all thinking the same things. They all have the same lines. Smash them all. You know, a lot of people walked by and said that same thing to you, and I was like, why isn't he getting them back with that one? He's like, are you letting him win with that line? I mean, that shouldn't stump you. But I do love that you're out there, Evan. And for everyone who's in the Dallas area, you guys got to be out there with Devin. Or not Devin, but Evan. Pound and pavement. So.
Yeah, the one thing that helped this time is I printed out notes, and I printed out like 20 copies, and I was handing them out to people, and most of the people didn't want them, but I was able to give all of them away in the 2 or 3 hours that I was out there. So that was good. Hopefully they'll go home and actually take in the information that was on there. Like I had the stuff about last Monday night. I had the what else did I have? I had a bunch of stuff about like the last time the Cowboys won the Super Bowl. I had the stuff about the deaths of Dak Prescott's relatives and the death of Marion Barber on there. There's some other stuff I can't remember that I had on there, but it was 2 pages front and back, and I included the links to a lot of people's channels and your website and the Gematriator. So we'll see if those people actually take in the information. But I guess the one thing that I did learn is that I don't necessarily need the megaphone. I think it can help in certain places, but where I ended up setting up, it wasn't really that necessary because there's a lot of people that are walking to the stadium, and I was right there. However, if I had set up in a different location, like I think where I was at the beginning, the megaphone worked out well, but unfortunately I had the run-in with the security there. But what do I want to say? Like you said, it is kind of hard to like get them to stick around because they just want to walk by and go to the game. But I do think that maybe I could do a better job of like having more riddles to stay on the spot. Because sometimes I just have trouble with. Sometimes it just doesn't come to me right then, and I'll think about it like 10 minutes later, like, oh, I should have said that.
Have a note card and just like have like 3 or 4 solid examples to just go back to and to jog your memory if you forget.
Right.
Yeah, but it's great that you're getting out there.
There are also a lot of people that walked by and they weren't necessarily interested in taking the handouts, but they're saying like, "Oh yeah, I agree with you."
Don't let the authorities intimidate you either. You should not have given them your ID. You didn't have to. And what did he tell you? You couldn't be on the megaphone?
No, it wasn't that I couldn't be on the megaphone. It was that I couldn't be like at that specific, spot because I was on. So at first I was like up on this little ledge, and then I came down because I thought it would be better. I'd get better interactions if I was down at the sidewalk level. So I came down, and then they came to me like maybe like 10 minutes after that, and apparently they said it was because they got the call to come over because I was on the ledge, and they said that that's Cowboys property, even where I was like on that corner because there was like a little piece of grass that I was on. That was technically Cowboys property. If I had gone like a few more inches forward, maybe not 20 inches, maybe like a couple more feet forward, I would have been fine. But then it would have been hard to have the sign set up and all that, and I would have been blocking traffic. But I think that was it's because I was on the Cowboys property. I think that was the main issue. But what's interesting is I didn't get this on camera, but when I was heading back to my car after I was done, there was a religious guy who was preaching. He had like a speaker that wasn't quite as loud as mine, and I asked the security guard, I was like, "Hey, I was in that exact spot a couple hours ago. Why is..."
The same thing happened to us at the Lakers stadium. They were letting the religious guy just harp on all day on the campus. Didn't say anything to him. He's just going on for hours about how everyone's a jerk off going to hell. And then when he was done, we set up and then they came out right away in a huge team. We're like, "You guys need to back up and be back here." And we're like, "Oh, so the religious guy can just tell everybody they're a jerk off for hours. The moment we get out here and talk about Kobe's death at 41, there's a huge security team out there saying we need to get off the premises." So again, it just goes to show, it's selective. And I'm pretty sure all those religious weirdos, they're out the stadium. I don't know. They're always at every sports stadium for all of my life. It's almost like it's part of the show. So anyway.
Yeah, but he said that, like you were asked to leave because you were on the ledge. Then I told the guy, I was like, "Yeah, but then I came back down and they said that wasn't okay." And I was like, "Well, is where he's doing, is that on Cowboys property?" He's like, "Yeah, you probably can't do that, but I'm not going to worry about that right now." But I had to go at that time, so I didn't want to further argue with them. But yeah, I think they're selective in what information they want to have broadcasted.
Yeah, that's for sure. So, all right, well, great job, Evan, and you'll get better as time goes on. But I appreciate that you're getting out there and sharing the knowledge. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, see you. Yeah, it's amazing, all these losers that just like hang around and troll but don't have any balls to call in, and then when they do call in, they just have the same stupid shit that doesn't make any sense. Their false accusation. "How come you don't bet on it?" It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, moron? What do you know what I bet on? God, these people are fucking dumb. And I'm amazed at how many fucking losers have just proven to be losers over time. You guys, I kept the knowledge at $5 a month for a long time. And I mean, you can still get most of the sports information for $5 a month. But this year I upped the price to $11 if you also want the video streaming. And part of the reason I did that is just to keep less trolls out of the stream. Because it seemed like a lot of people would just call in with just like bullshit ass things to try and, mislead the community, and trying to phase out those people. But also part of the reason I kept it at $5 is there's a guy named Dave in Chicago who's been around for years, and he's won a lot. He's won a lot over the years and done well in our community. I see him over in Lispy's video channel now, just like sucking Lispy off, and I'm like, what in the hell? How's this even happen? I taught this guy. He's made all this money off the knowledge over the years, and now he's over there worshiping Lispy. Like, what the fuck is going on? But the thing about that guy is he would always write and ask, "Zach, please don't ever raise the price. Please keep it at $5. I kind of kept it at $5 for so many years for him and a few other people like him. But now I'm like, okay, is that guy been a troll the whole time? Is that why he was always asking me to keep the price at $5? Because he was really just some agent? Anyway. Lispy just won't put away the lotion bottle. He's in his dark little rat hole right now, screen recording. Can't wait to do the video edits. But it's amazing. It's like, how many, it's God, just like people. Can somebody else call in? Joey, you already had your call for the night. Please, one call only. Yeah, I'm just amazed at how many. It's just God. It's like, wow, people are going over to Lispy's camp. I mean, Lispy is literally a homosexual loser, you guys. I mean, sorry, I'm from the '90s, man. It's not cool to get plugged in your ass by another man, you know. And just to see other, it's just like, God, this guy's he didn't mean to put his face out there. He did do it one time last year, trying to debate me where he looked like an asshole. And then again, like I said, his buddy had to delete the video because he looked like such an asshole. But yeah, it's just like, God, here I am doing all this unprecedented shit, teaching people all this important knowledge. Literally, like, we've literally saved lives, helped people become wealthier, help people escape from the Matrix, and it's like, okay, you're going to be persuaded by this ballless fucking loser? Joey, I just said stop calling in. Joey, seriously, I'm thinking about blocking your number, okay? Anyway, somebody else call in. Joey, stop hogging up the line. Joey has to call in and connect everything in the world to Cam Newton and read off what I already decoded every single day. It's like, okay, stop blowing up my phone to tell me what I already decoded. Yeah, exactly. I see why Lispy was hiding his face too. I mean, I hate to make fun of people's appearance, but you think about, it's like, what kind of guy, for you guys don't understand, Lispy has been trolling every day since 2015. Imagine trolling a man for 8 years, because that's how long Lispy's been trolling for, and he'll go, that's a lie. I've only been trolling from 2017. It's possible that he's only been trolling from 2017, which is just as pathetic to troll somebody every day for 6 years. But the reason I think he's been trolling every day from 2015 is because there's been two people who've been dedicated trolls under two different accounts since 2015 who both used a Carolina Panthers avatar. And again, you know, he's one of them. So I think that other account for the 2 years before was also his account. But anyway, if he wants to say, I've only been trolling since 2017, it still makes you look like a fucking loser. Okay, so again, just proving my point. Nobody can call in and explain how anything's a fraud. All they can do is, trim up videos and cut out, the key line and then say, oh, see, he's a liar. It's like, okay, you cut out the part where I was recommending that again, last Thursday, you guys, this loser I'm talking about, he put out a video saying I lied about Thursday Night Football. It's like, no, I didn't. Okay, the first stream of the year, I advised to pick for the Lions. Second stream of the year, advised to pick for the Lions. At no point did I ever advise a pick for the Kansas City Chiefs in Thursday Night Football. So, again, I'm just sick of that guy editing videos and going, oh, look. It's like, okay, what about the part 10 seconds before that you cut out? What's up, DK?
Hey, Zach, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up?
I usually don't call for sports, but I got a little NFL decode if you're interested.
Sure.
What was the date again? The first day, the first touchdown scored this whole season was Mr. Amon-Ra, right?
Yeah, with the 104 name Gematria for the 104th NFL season.
Right. So 104, which is a numerology value of 5. So let me just give you the little history that I think kind of lines up with this. So Amon-Ra actually isn't a person or any kind of god that they were worshiping. It was actually a priesthood. So Amen means without, and Ra is the sun. So without the sun or without God, godless. So these are in Luciferian priesthoods, and so you had the rulers at the time, which always were puppets, and then they had the priesthoods, which were controlling the pharaohs, just like we have now the priesthoods controlling the politicians that are just clown puppets. So these puppets of the priesthoods, when it was the Amen-Ra priesthood, when they took over Egypt, the puppet pharaohs were called Amenhoteps. So Amen, which stands for the Amen-Ra priesthood, and Hotep, which meant like agent of or puppet of. So Amenhotep meaning like puppet of the Amen-Ra priesthood. So you had Amenhotep 1, 2, and 3, and then Amenhotep number 4 in the middle of his rule decided, hey, you know what? I'm sick of you black magic priesthoods. I'm kicking you guys out. My name's not Amenhotep anymore. He changed his name to Akhenaten. And Achen basically means like the awakener of, or the one who brings forth, and Aton means like the truth of the all, or the all. So the one who brings forth the truth of the all, or if you want to say it like that, term it like that, the one who's bringing the overwhelming, all-knowing truth of everything. So he was like, all your bearded gods and all these gods that you guys are worshiping, the Amen-Ra priesthood, those are all still under one actual creator. So those are not actual gods. Those are just people that you're calling gods based on their level of technology and understanding. So then he became Akhenaten. And if you look at this guy who, or this priesthood, like the Amen-Ra priesthood, they were the first ones wearing sunglasses back in the day, because it's without the sun, so they're blocking themselves from the sun. They would come out at night, and they were the first negative, people doing ritual ceremonies and seances and stuff during from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m., which is now to us called the witching hour. So between 2 and 3 a.m., like Mr. Amen-Ra wears number 2, 3. So, and then another, very, very popular, almost magical figure for us in sports is Jordan, who wears number 23 as well, who was born in the same hospital as Mike Tyson, just like Curry and LeBron James were born in the same hospital. And by the way, Tyson, like Tyson Chicken, another fake Jewish name, and Jordan, another fake Jewish name. But anyway, so, this guy, they wear 23, which...
I don't know any Jews named Tyson or Jordan.
Tyson Chicken.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a popular name of old, not necessarily like modern day, but it used to be. And then Jordan as well. If you look at a lot of these, like go through list of Beverly Hills lawyers and stuff, and you'll see how many of them are Jordan. You would think like, what the hell is going on here? All these guys related to Michael Jordan, but it's actually the other way around. So anyway, the numerology of that again is 5, and they're controlling. They're like you were talking about. Is it really magic? So that's where the magic comes from. Is element number 5, the 5th element, or the ether. So they're controlling. They control. They're controlling our 3rd dimensional realm with this magic, which is the 5th element, but it belongs in the 4th dimension. So like the 4th dimension is our 3rd dimension has 4 elements, earth, wind, and fire, and water. So the 4th dimension has 5 elements, which you add the ether. So, you have the 4th element being controlled by, the 4th dimension being controlled by the 5th element. So 4 or 5. And then Jordan also wore number 45. And if you look at it like, kind of like from a big picture perspective, this is really what the whole thing is about, is controlling, our physical realm with this 5th element that they're knowledgeable of from like the 4th dimension. So this is where they get all this stuff, like the priesthoods. And then to finish that one off, Akhenaten got infiltrated by a priesthood as well, and then they became the priesthood of Aton, like Akhenaten, and they're basically what this two-sided snake or double-headed eagle that you have now with the, fake Jew and Catholic alliance, which is also fake Jews, of course, because, otherwise the Pope wouldn't be wearing a yarmulke. So, and when if we really want to get down to brass tacks, who are these fake Jews? They're Nazis. They're, they pretend to be fake Jews here in America. And
hey, hold on. Speaking of the Nazis, did you see what the New York Times just wrote the other day that everybody else syndicated?
No, what?
So the New York Times put out this article on September 16th, which is during Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, that Pope Pius XII, again, that's the one who was Pope when the CIA was established on the 201st day of his age, but the proof is that Pope Pius XII did know about the Holocaust because a Jesuit priest wrote him a letter about it. And yeah, it's just, again, just the Jesuits. Supposedly this is a new revelation. This just came to light this year during Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah, I mean, it's, they made up all these names, Jewish, and they made up that name. That's not anything real. Jesuit, they made up that name. They made up all these names to hide behind, and then they're basically confusing us, worldwide as to who they are. Because these white Europeans who come to America and then pretend to be Jewish, they would never do that like in my country. People would just laugh at them. We know exactly who they are. We had to kill a bunch of them, in World War II. So over there, they pretend to be Catholic. And then, in Russia and that area over there to the east, they pretend to be Orthodox. And if you look at the Orthodox, the matriarch or patriarch, of the Orthodox Church, he's a fake Jewish guy as well. So these are all Nazis. And Nazis, what do we know they're famous for? Faking their death, faking that they lost World War II, faking all these deaths with, celebrities and all that. So, I mean, it's the same MO. It's so obvious. It's the same guys doing it, whether they want to act like they're a religious order, whether they want to act like they're a military order, or whether they want to act like they're intelligence agencies or whatever. It's always the same MO. They have no creativity. It's just the same repetitive pattern.
Indeed. All right. Well, I appreciate the information. Thank you, DK.
Yeah, I wanted to throw that in there.
All right. Thanks, man.
Talk soon. Bye.
All right. See you. Okay. Again, we know the trolls are out there. Somebody call in and tell me where the fraud is in anything I've ever done. Tell me where the fraud is. I'll be waiting. Here, let me put the number up on the screen. 509-560-4982. Somebody better call in. (509-560-4982). Somebody better call in here and explain anything that's fraudulent that I've done in teaching this work. Again, accurate predictions from day one. Everything I've ever said about the work, 1,000,000% true. You can verify it every single day. And while we wait for one of these people to call in, or hold on, maybe this is it. Maybe this is it from the Minneapolis area, 612. 612, mute your video. Are you going to say something?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, it is not murder to kill a heretic. And without the blood and without the shedding of the blood of the heretic, there shall be no salvation.
Okay, so what point are we making?
That's all I wanted to say, Zach. Thank you.
That doesn't. So what's the point of your call?
No fraud. Just I wanted to say that.
What provoked you to say that? Hello?
I don't know what provoked me.
Okay, seems really a random thing to call in and say. All right, adios. Shout out to Daria. Thank you, Daria. Appreciate your donation. Again, Daria's super generous. Thank you, Eric, as well, for the super sticker. By the way, Eric, the Eric I was mouthing off to in the chat was not you, Eric. It was another Eric who got banned. And shout out to Eric, who actually also donated 2 times. Thank you as well, Chris. Chris says the weather and natural disaster predictions are more accurate than career meteorologists. Again, you guys, I mean, we have had a lot of amazing predictions for what to expect with weather and hurricanes and big storms and floods. I mean, one year we had literally every date circled months in advance that a hurricane landed on. How else do you do that? And again, how do we do that? Because again, we just know what's really going on in this world. Weather warfare by a code, by a numerical code synced up with a calendar and a repetitive pattern of certain numbers. Again, the hurricane flood number is 52. We circled all the 52 dates before the season came around, and sure enough, every single 52 date but one, we had a hurricane make landfall, and the one date that it didn't, out of several, it was the day a hurricane formed. And Shemer, thank you. Shemer pointed out that, yeah, the Falcons won with 25 again. I mean, we're teaching about Falcons and 25 all the time. So that's why it's just like, where's the fraud in what we're teaching? The stuff we teach adds up every week. And it's not just about making money. It's about getting people to stop supporting these leagues that are full of ritual murder. Again, we're teaching people that the leagues are rigged and people are being murdered by a code. How many times have I taught about 38 and 118 in death? Here's number 38, 118 days after his birthday, again with his mother dead and him missing. Let's see if there's an update in this story. Has he been found? Still missing, mother still dead. 38 and 118. I mean, we just had the Tupac death anniversary pass. Tupac died on a date with 38 and 118 numerology. Again, just same examples over and over throughout history. So nobody can call in. So, like, people are always making videos attacking me and just like putting out really weird shit, but they'll never fucking call in. What kind of fucking losers are these? Call in. Like a real man will confront somebody. Like I confront people. You know, like you'll see these losers make videos. Zach will never talk shit to people offline. It's like, how many times have I been out on the streets talking mad shit to people? I can back it up, you know? I might not talk shit to somebody who's built like a linebacker or a defense end and is 6'6", but most people I'll talk shit to. Here, you want to scrap? I know how to do that too. Lispy says if I go to Atlanta, he'll show up. I'm almost tempted to fly out to Atlanta just so I can curb stomp Lispy. He'll be making more money sucking dick than he ever has before because he'll be toothless. Toothless blowjob, the rate goes way up. Come see me in Atlanta when I come out, Lispy. You'll have no teeth, guaranteed. Be like American History X for you, buddy. Yeah, exactly. Where's the crackhead Cuts? Who brought that crackhead into the community? Yeah, why doesn't he call in? Talk about another fucking loser. What is he, like 5'2"? I could score 3 points from 50 yards away with Cuts. I could kick him right through the uprights. He's online talking big shit, and it's like, what are you talking about? Little guy? I mean, I hate to call people a little guy, but he's a little guy. He's like 5'2". 5'2". Oh, God, who are these people? Yeah, you see out on the street people try to come up and talk shit to me, man. They walk away with their ass sore. They know they're getting ripped a new one, and they're not even looking back. Exactly. None of these pussies will call in. Who's the fraud? You pussies are. Otherwise, you'd call in. You guys don't have anything. Just dumb fucking comments. Edit my 3-hour streams to make me look bad. Oh, here, we'll cut out all the good stuff and just cut the clips. It's just so annoying, you guys. It's just like the Lispy who's screen recording right now, I guarantee it, because that's all that fucking loser does is sit here and watch my YouTube channel at all hours of the day. But again, just his MO is what'll happen in a live stream if you call in. I'll open up with a game I like. Somebody will call in and they'll give a good narrative going against me, and I'll think about it and I'll say, okay, I'll entertain it. By the end of the stream, I'll think about it some more. Oftentimes I'll come back and go, I'm sticking with my original thought for these reasons. I'll end up being right, and then after the game, Lispy's got a video up just in the middle where I was entertaining the one person caller. He's like, Zach's a liar. Zach had this sign. It's like, no, I fucking didn't, you little piece of shit. 970.
Yeah, hi, this is Angela. I'm actually calling from Montana. You are a total fraud. You know why?
You sound a lot like Lispy. Are you sure it's not him?
I'm a woman. Did you call me a man?
Well, I'm not sure that Lispy's a man. Your voices are similar. His is just a little bit gayer, but what's the point?
Well, I'm a full-blooded woman. Well, the reason why you're such a fraud, you see, is because you have too many things going for yourself. You're articulate, good-looking, intelligent. You care about people. I mean, people hate that. Well, that makes you a fraud because that provokes jealousy. And I can speak as a full-blooded woman, for real, naturally, from birth, being beautiful as well. I have suffered so much attack from jealousy that I can recognize when I see that happening to another human being. It's difficult, but it's really good if you could learn how to not let it upset you and fight it. Just understand that people are insecure, stupid, and, you know, all the things you know they are. And just be as you are, so devoted and dedicated to your cause, which is so respectable and so amazing. So I figured I'd call you and tell you why these people are saying you're such a fraud. In case you didn't know, you just, you know, one threat, just being nice looking, is enough. But when you got 5 or 10 things going, people are going to attack.
Yeah, they say you haven't accomplished anything if you don't have haters. It is true, but again, it is annoying. I don't like anonymous people just slandering and trying to do it 24/7, 365 for 6 years and then never addressing why they're doing it. Because, again, it's just annoying that we live in a world where it's like, if you search my name on YouTube, there's 1 million hater videos that come up. There's almost no positive videos. And I'm already, like, working up, we're already trying to, we're going against the current. We're trying to get up a massive hill. We have all these things working against us, censorship. And the thing is, the troll who I'm talking about, he's having an impact. He's persuading a lot of people with his edited and cut up videos. It shows how dumb people are. People are falling for the shit he's doing. It's very annoying. So, and like I just made the point about Dave in Chicago, who I've been super supportive of. I've entertained all his phone calls. He's now over there somehow worshiping Lispy. I'm just like, how the fuck is this even happening? So, again.
It's called narcissism, and he's riding your coattails because you have a certain amount of fame or whatever you want to call that, power. And he's riding your coattails because it's getting him something, and he's narcissistic enough to not care, not give a shit because he's benefiting, and that's all that matters. You know, I don't know if you can fight that. It's just going to drain your energy, which, you know, I know by watching you more lately and seeing you for years here and there. I could never understand all that number speak, but I follow along. I do my best. But, you know, this is just going to be what happens because people have low character, and that's why you're never going to comprehend it. But you do have to learn to deal with it because you have absolutely no control. And the fact that you stop and give them energy, your precious energy that you need to be using for writing that book and going to Hawaii and all the things you're planning, you know, all your ambition, it's just, it's difficult, you know, it will always irritate you, but you have absolutely no control over it. And giving it more energy isn't really going to help anyone.
Well, I hear that too, but again, I do keep trying to force the issue of getting all these people harassed to call in and express why they do it, and they just won't. So, again.
Well, maybe that gets him and you more attention. That's possible too. Maybe there is a positive aspect. Maybe it kind of gets some fighting go. You know, people like a good fight.
Sure. It wouldn't be a good fight though if him and I fought in person. I guarantee it'd be a real quick match. But I do appreciate the call and the support and the sarcasm. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Lispy says I'm tempted to go to Atlanta because he says he's going to come out and confront me. Yeah, come out and confront me, Lispy. I promise you're going to walk away toothless. I will curb stomp you. So. Might have to throw you in a swamp afterwards. But anyway. Somebody, oh, here, no caller ID. So here's another ballless loser. No caller ID. Is this Lispy with the lotion put away?
No, this is Abra.
I don't know who Abra is, but what's going on, no caller ID?
No, hi. I agree with the last caller, but I really don't. You're phenomenal. Whoever is throwing shade is because you're hitting nerves. They know you're the truth, and there's too many people who do not like the truth.
Yeah, and the guy who is real butthurt is a big Carolina Panthers fan who's been trolling every day since I explained why the NFL was fake and why his team would go to the Super Bowl and lose to the Broncos. And I guess he's just been really butthurt ever since that happened. But
well, then I'm gonna harass his ass. Where he at? And if he got what is he doing? Wearing a tampon now? He's probably on his man period. Like if he's gonna throw the shit, he needs to speak up.
Yeah. Hey, can somebody post the picture? Can somebody post the picture on Free to Find Truth of Lispy? We need to put his face up on the screen so that people in the Florida area can find him. Somebody's going to see this guy on the street. He lives in Florida.
So something's happening because they wouldn't be harassing you to this magnitude, and you're breaking stuff. Like even when I share your videos, sometimes they don't go. I sent you 2 CashApps just now. One of them was like, it went through, but it's not showing. I sent you one last week. It acted like you returned it. I said, what the hell?
People have been saying that a lot, that they have not been able to send me a Cash App. I've been getting that a message a lot that it rejected it. So
can you please check right now?
I did just see something just showed up for $7 if that was you, so thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. Then I sent you 30 earlier. And then I sent you like 15 last week.
I didn't get any of those. I haven't got. I think that was like the first Cash App I've gotten in a week. Neither of those other ones came through, so make sure they didn't get taken out of your bank account.
It did get taken. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, no, I definitely did not get those.
Well, we'll find another way to get you the money.
Well, you should make sure you get your money back though too. And by the way, I mean you donated $7. I only expect. I appreciate it. People donate $1 a month, so you covered 7 months. You're good. Thank you.
On your Patreon and on your I'm a member. People don't understand. They mad because you're telling the truth. I know somebody. My ex-husband's cousin is. He just got drafted into the what is that, NFL? And somebody, my older brother's brother, was for the Denver, Colorado. I swear to God, he told me the game is rigged. I know people who tell everything you said has came to pass. They know there's nothing new under the sun. They know the shit. They want to be amongst the lost sheep that's going to fall into the abyss. It's easier for them to cope with life, I guess. And, they're the clone sheep. I don't understand it. I'm like, you cannot make this shit up. Do you know how many millions before my dad died, he was getting off of those horses just by knowing the type of stuff, Like, no. You know what I'm saying? It's no joke. Like, I'm going to be honest. You helped save my life, and I'm going to tell you why. I really wanted to talk to you personally, but okay, I have 14 siblings. My dad had through the whole county of Los Angeles. One was the first black man to successfully do it. His stuff became case law. You can look it up, Frank Marshall versus County of Los Angeles. So they targeted him by touching my kids because I'm like a daddy's girl. I have 14 siblings, and we kind of grew up very privileged. My uncle's best friend is President George Bush. When I went on the Black Call of the Shore, he knew who I was and stuff. But let me tell you something. I have a sister. She died at 20. Birthday December 19th, died April 19th. My brother, 30 years old. Birthday November 29th, he died September 29th. My baby brother, he died at 30. Oh, shit, this is hard for him because he just died. And then my nephew, 30 years old, who's the son to my sister, December 3rd, January 3rd. And my dad, he was with the medallions. He actually thinks he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Oh, my God. And how do you say it? Oh, my gosh. he wrote for the Beatles and whatever a Rolling Stone is. Like, it's some crazy. Like, I have like a trust fund. They want to like. It's deep. It's really deep. So, had it not been for you, like, and the stuff you put out, I would be dead right now. And I swear to God, that's the truth. Like, I'm born December 27th. My dad and my only son is born August 11th. Okay? And it's always some shit going on. Like, my dad was poisoned. And, you know, he's August 11th. He was poisoned. December 11th. But they knew I was the one who would put stuff out there. So I was poisoned before him, which was December 7th. And I have a sister, you can look it up. Like, she was all over the news. You know, the Grim Sleeper or whatever. They said she was a victim of his. Everything, oh my God, Jesus help me. But it's heavy. She's been missing 19 years. She came up missing twice. Then I was raped. I was a virgin in like my senior year. And my rapist aired out all over the news in 2014. He was actually the Lancaster serial rapist. And everything happens on a date that syncopates your birthday. Everything you put online has been the truth. There hasn't been a shady flaw in your stuff. So I get upset when I hear you, like, upset because you can't make this shit up. And people might think, oh, it's just simple. There's only 10 numbers, 9 numbers, or whatever, and they recycle. They're going to wish that they listened when they had the chance, when it's too late, and they're going into the gas chambers, because that's what they're doing now. You know, everything you said, 100% the truth. And you're on the cusp of something bigger. And I think what you're touching on is something at the very top, and all is going to be a shit show after that, because then you'll bring down the top. And that's what I keep seeing, because they're not going to put trolls. When it comes to you, they're putting trolls out to try and shadow ban, tank the algorithm of the your streams and stuff. No, you're on to some shit, especially when it came to the fires. The fires, everything you have said. I've been following you since 2016. Had it not been for that, and that's December 2016 is when that happened to me and my dad. And then out of all our siblings, he only left me the, multi-million-dollar trust fund. My baby brother had his own estate because of what happened to him in Camp Miller. All of our stuff is online. All of our stuff, our lawyer, Sean McMillan, I work for the law firm. And you know what I'm saying? It's like trying to do the right thing, it comes with a price. So, pretty much the things you say, if people don't pay attention, they gonna miss it, because you pointed out the very rotary system that they have when they brought the fiat paper currency into play, and when they brought the chain of, what is that thing called, birth certificate. Just like on the back of a birth certificate and the social security card, it's a red barcode number. There's 9 regional banks in America. You're on to something big. And when I was telling my dad the dream I had, the revelations I had, for the first time ever in life, he told me, I need to shut up. I know too much. That type of information can get me killed. It blew my mind that he would say something like that when he told me, don't ever shut up. And I was like, what the hell is going on? You know what I'm saying? But the 9 regional, everybody in America, look, there's a barcode on the back, a red barcode on the back of your birth certificate and your social security card. That will tell you, like they say your, what is that thing called? Social security card is your first credit card. That's hogwash. No, that's where your birthright money is, whether you're, if you were born in America. You know what I'm saying? America is the full of shit country, but
There's 9 regional banks. My friend worked for the U.S. Mint Treasury. She told me some deep shit, and she said, I shouldn't have access to that knowledge, but you're on the cusp of that, and that ties into who's running the show. You basically told everybody everything they need to know already. So if they want to die and, fall by the wayside, let them. But can nobody say that they were not warned? Can nobody say that?
Indeed.
They're not shadow banning you for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Right now, you're on to something. And you, by 2024, if these hoes don't want to get it, that's their ass. Because even the unbeliever will start believing in God just by what you put out. Even though, you can tell I believe in God. I know why I believe in God, but you are definitely of God. Your ticket to heaven is clear to go, because you cannot, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. You know what I'm saying? And for them to not see, you said something about the what's that thing called, the basketball playing or the game. Listen, a very famous basketball player said, yeah, well, during recess time, you know how the coach tells you what play to make? It's because it's scripted, and they gotta make the play no matter how technique they sing. You know what I'm saying? Or if they have to make a quick judgment and it looks so real they fail, or somebody did a foul or something. No, that shit is scripted from gate to gate, by minute to second. The shit I've seen in my family, I'm still shocked. Like now, one of my older brothers in the coma out of the blue. Out of the blue, I swear to God. So I'm like, I'm barely breathing right now. I'm a mother of 7, and my shit aired all over the news. They tried to bribe me out with $2.2 million. I got triple that, so I don't want their money, because they let my rapist, which my older daughter is from that rape his own daughter to get back at my dad. Yes. So it aired all over the news. So they wanted to buy me out. I told them to go suck their mama's penis, and it wasn't going down. So then they put a hit on my life, and they tried to execute that on August 27th, 2014. What age was I then? 30. You know what I'm saying? So it's something they're doing. They'll wipe out a whole bloodline. There's no way in hell. Like, if they were going to do something to my older brother, which, that's why I believe in God, because there's no way I should be alive. But
well, I'm glad you are. I'm glad you are. So stay strong. And I do appreciate the support and all the nice words. And thank you for letting us hear your voice tonight.
You're on to something. They would not be fucking with you. But if they're going to dish it out, be man enough to say something. But they got this AI technology, this witchcraft stuff they got going on with AI. So we don't even know who's behind doing that. They can manipulate the change the voice. They can do all of that. AI does it all. And they'll probably say your name. It'll sound computerized, but they got it down pat. So that's probably why nobody's coming forth, because there's nobody really behind it.
That could be. Because, you look at this guy whose face I got on the screen. What's sad is, out of all the channels in the world making Gematria content, he's not even one of them, but he has Gematria in his name. He's getting more views than almost everybody else. And there's people who are actually doing good work. And it's like, is this even real? Why are people watching this guy's channel? They just...
That's why I want to see, what are you talking about? Because I was going who's doing it? Because if it's an AI thing, you can get the page full, and that means he's able to manipulate the whole thing and push his stuff into the algorithm and manipulate the numbers. One time I seen it, your live had 98 people. As soon as you got off, it was 1,000 and some people had viewed it.
Right.
So
yeah.
They're trying to hold yourself back because they know you're hitting the top. If you wake people up, it's gonna be some scary shit.
Well, that's what we're trying to do.
You're just not seeing it because they want you to be thinking that no one's watching. People watching it. Every video you ever put out, I circulate it. I tell people, you helped save my life. Because had I know people say, oh, you're crazy. No, you can't call me stupid and crazy because the shit, it doesn't just add up for nothing, okay? It don't. And they don't pick the right time. What I seen went down with my dad was so malevolent. I still have to take a breath. I mean, they made their plan Z look like plan A. And my dad knew something was going to go down because he wouldn't have time to tie everything up in my name. Neither here or there. The shit was so pugnacious. I still like, wow. You know, they will always wait until it falls back on the 44 or something. You're on point. And you've been the only one on YouTube. I have never seen nobody break it down like this. And you're a whole entire snack. And you're a whole entire vibe. They can't stand it. They can't stand the rain. That's what I think. But for them to be playing with your money now, that I don't like that. But no, they know you're finna hit hard. And there are people waking up. If you go on Instagram, I see it, and I'm all like, damn. So y'all must be looking at Zachary Herbert stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't know this shit. So they're looking at your shit, and it's running and telling. No, people are waking up, and they know this. They know this. So I don't understand who this person is you're talking about. I want to see. Because I don't be seeing no bad shit about you. They know not to bring that shit my way.
Well, when you get off this call and you look at the screen, you'll see who the person is. We got his picture up. We got the mugshot. So
I would have my friend. We'll be a whole shit show, and we'll go clown his ass down to his shitty blogs. Like, don't fuck with Zachary. That's the bottom line. I feel like you helped save my life, and for that, I love you. I'm grateful. You know what I'm saying? Because you let me know I wasn't crazy. And now that I know even the stuff I didn't know that you put out, like they're scared to like really fuck with me right now. You know what I'm saying? You're a threat to them. You're a threat to them. That's why they throw a rock and hide their hands like a little bitch. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. They're full of shit. They know you hitting hard. And when they little fucking pyramid scheme or whatever comes tumbling down, they'll all be exposed. They'll be in their granny panties at that point. You know what I'm saying? That's not cool. But no, I want to know who it is because I ain't seen no shit at all. And like for whoever's sitting up here like, no, it's not that, hard to see. And whoever still got a wool over their eyes in 2023, they're a fucking clone. They're a fucking Martian or something. They're not shit.
Indeed.
Because I don't. Not everybody's human. They're wearing meat suits, all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? They're doing demos. Like they're weird. So there's no way in hell you're that guy. So I know America hates it. I think you should just run for president. I really do. Like just let the world know you here. Like for real, because.
Well, that is part of the plan, not to run for president because I don't want to be in office, but I do want to go to these big presidential campaign events and try and wake up all these people that are still voting in these rigged elections and see if we can turn some heads. So, again, that's why people out there who don't support the work, if you can find $1 a month to support the work, it does add up when more people support. We've lost over 3,000 people since we started Pound of Payment. I don't know why that is, but
that's because they're trying to stop. They feel like if they stop your money, then they can stop you.
Well, it's true because it does take money to travel. It's expensive. So, anyway.
Well, no, we can't let it go down like that. They're full of shit. They're full of shit right now. They're scared of you stopping their whole entire power.
Like, seriously, like, that might sound like a big claim, but you guys, the knowledge we have here, like, if we get enough people to see exactly what they're pointing out, it could stop their power, because people would be like, oh, man, these games are rigged. Maybe they are sacrificing people. Damn, the election's rigged. Man, the news is bullshit. You take all this stuff away, society changes.
Instagram, there's a lot of people, I listen to them, I say, well, this sounds like Zachary Herbert. You know why? Because I know Zachary Herbert's voice. I know how he talks. I know the information he's putting out. So somebody's listening. Somebody's putting it out there, and then these people are getting like 29,000 views in one day just by what they're putting out. They got a big ass following because of what you're putting out. And I even, I forgot, what is his name? Izito. Some guy, he said, I heard this guy, Zachary Herbert. He even gave me a shout out in his stream he did. I think that was the night before last night. Yeah, because that's where, and he had like 1,500 people. You know what I'm saying? Watching at one time. So your stuff is getting out there. They want you to believe it's not. They won't be fucking with you right now. That's why they're fucking with your money. Because they know you're at the top of something. Someone's waking these, even the most ignorant ass people up. They're waking up and putting the weed down and shit. You know, and scratching their head and saying, oh, shoot, 1 + 1 is 2. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? So you're doing something. Something. They would never fuck with somebody's money unless they're fucking with something.
Yeah. I think you're right about that. Again, friend, I really appreciate it. I wanted to end this stream at the 2-hour mark, and I did go over. But thank you so much for your nice words. I do appreciate it, and I'm glad you're alive and with us.
It's the truth. It's the truth. I wouldn't be alive if, like, you know, when you made me feel like I knew I wasn't crazy. And, you know, there was nothing nobody could do. Because now I'm ahead of the game. I can tell by their movement. I can tell even by the frequency that they try and push out in the air or whatever, what day it is, if it's the 44 or anything. But I know, like, they go to the very depths of what you know. They're trying to figure out. They're probably tripping out right now. Is this the Messiah? They're probably on one right now, snorting dope or something, trying to figure you the hell out. So while they're trying to figure you out, they want to mess or corrupt your money and stuff like that. But spiritually speaking, you cannot mess with somebody like you and God not lay a hand to the wicked. And I've seen God do crazy stuff to the wickedness of the wicked that try and surround me. So I want you to be encouraged that, you know, no, because God is for you. God honors what you're doing. It's written in the word. Everything you're doing is like, no. Jesus thinks, no, you're that guy. Can't nobody say shit about you right now. And if they keep it up, they're going to see themselves fall into the pit that they set for you. They cannot play with you right now. They can't. But they try and throw a rock and hide their hand. They're doing it too crafty. They're too scared of you. They wouldn't be too behind the scenes with the shit. You left a live and the punks wouldn't even come up and speak up. You know? No. Nigga, you ain't shit. Your mama ain't shit. So don't play with that. No, I want to know who this is behind this thing. You know what I'm saying? Who's behind it? Because they even add on fake numbers to make you believe people are following. They will dub a page. This AI shit has gone too far. So I would know right away, depending on the page, if it's AI or if it's somebody really behind that shit. If it's AI, it's the big dogs trying to make you think something. Because can't nobody just throw your name out there with all the stuff that they know and all the supporters you really got. You know what I'm saying? You doing something. This is like your 30th page. Come on now. You know it all. You got the rule book and the handbook. You wrote the book. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. I bet you they got the letter by numbers trying to figure your ass out right now. That shit saved my life. So, no, I don't play when it comes to you. Like, that shit is not funny. It's not cute. They better leave you alone because I'm a whole snack too. And I'll whoop somebody ass behind Zachary Hubbard. I said it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And I do got to wrap up the stream. But I appreciate all your words. Thank you for calling in.
No problem.
All right, you have a good night.
No problem.
Thank you.
You too.
Appreciate your generosity too. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I do got to wrap it up, but how disappointing. Who's the fraud and nobody calls in with a real debate? Just one moron who's like, you don't place bets. How do you know that? Oh, I don't know that. Then what the fuck is your argument, moron? There's got to be somebody who's a better caller than that. How about one of those retards going to the Cowboys game yesterday, walking by Evan, or one of them out there watching? Call in. 509-560-4982. I need at least one person to call in and try to bring it with how I'm a fraud. Got all these retards leaving comments day after day. Zach's a fraud. Gematria's bullshit. Gematria's a scam. Okay, call in and explain how. Because I've been backing up my points for a decade. Let's hear you try to back up your points. Yeah, again, this guy on the screen, you guys, this is the dedicated troll who claims to have only been trolling me every day since 2017. He says it's a lie when I say he's been trolling every day since 2015, but I'm pretty sure 2015 is right. Because again, when he started here, he just had a Carolina Panthers avatar, and there was another troll before him under a different name, but with a Panthers avatar that had been here since 2015. I think it's the same person. 8 years of trolling. How pathetic. And I guarantee right now, this guy whose face is on the screen, I guarantee you he's watching in screen recording right now because he screen records everything. It's like he's paid to do it. But he won't call in, and he'll leave a comment. He'll say, I won't call in because Zach wouldn't let me talk. Call in and prove yourself wrong, fucking loser. All right, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. Cuts1 can also call in. He can also call in. I bet he's watching right now. He's probably, snorting boulders. Talking about sky cars. How tough he is online. It's sad with a guy like Cuts1 because it's like, dude, I've been around you. You need stilts to get on the little kids ride at the circus. Come on, man. You're not tough. You're not tough. Is that right? Is that guy, is that you doing that? Oh, man. Yeah, these ballless losers that'll talk shit but won't call in. It is pathetic. Let me see. Let's see if we can find it. He is doing a live about this right now on his Twitter. What a loser. I like the Matrix, but that guy's brought some real losers around the community. So yeah, Cuts doesn't have any balls, you guys. And that's why he's alone and mad about it right now. 661.
Hey, Zach, I'm not a troll. Just want to call in. Maybe I should wait till Wednesday if it's off topic.
What's the call about?
Oh, just an observation about some Mexican artist named Peso Pluma, which basically just peso is the Mexican currency. And Pluma, like plummet. That's what I get from it. So there's a supposed assassination hit out for him. I think it was like October 14th. Is there any significance to that date?
October 14th?
Yeah, I think that's the date the note had.
That's the day leaving 78 days left in the year. This year it's got 67 date numerology.
Just with his name, like money.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably want to do it more.
Okay. All right. Call back Wednesday.
Fuck the haters. All right.
Yeah, indeed. Later. Yeah, indeed, Green Arrow. And just these people are pathetic. All of my trolls are pathetic. It's sad how many pathetic people are in this world. I give them all the time in the world to call in and present themselves, and they got nothing but excuses. People are like fleas, Okay, I'm going to wait 5 more minutes. The line's open, the number's on the screen, and here, watch this. Let me show you like what a troll looks like. Let's look at what a troll looks like. So here's a guy who's just like spamming all these weirdo videos. And understand what this guy's mad about is he came out and he didn't have any problem with me in person, and he met a girl And, he was probably the 40-year-old virgin before he met this girl, and then he might have lost his virginity at age 40, but then, size does matter, unfortunately. Sorry, Cuts. It was a one and done type of thing, and now he's holding it against me. So that's not fair to me. It's like, it's not my fault, dude. I mean, if it weren't for me, if you hadn't come out for our thing, you'd probably still be a virgin. I mean, come on, my man. You can't be blaming me that what's happened has happened. It's not my fault. But here, let's listen to this guy. So he has a stream going right now because he's watching and he's getting provoked. Zach, a rat fraud, 1,000%. One in this space. Here, let's tune in and listen. Start listening. Here we go.
It's like, it's not my fault. Dude.
Oh, he's playing my stream. Cuts, why don't you call into the stream instead of just listening to my stream by yourself on Twitter?
You can't be blaming me that,
Poor guy.
No.
Poor guy. Call into the stream, you fucking loser. Anyway, and these guys have become best of friends. So we got a guy who's 5'2", and the guy with the lisp who looks like he was, I don't know, the product of two inbreds. Online, man. Online. It's a haven for losers. Let's see if Cuts can call in. Yeah, he's on Twitter by himself, and he has all the time in the world to call in, but he won't. Yeah, call in and explain it. He's been like ranting for 4 hours at a time, just saying the same stuff over and over. That if you believe in Gematria, he's got a sky car to sell you. It's like, okay. Cuts lives in the Bay Area. He's down in the Bay Area. Again, he was out with me when I was in the Bay Area, and he didn't have a problem. He didn't say anything when we were out in person, but no, you can't pick on a guy like Cuts unless you're also 5'2". It's like beating up a little kid. So, we're going to let Cuts have his angry little tantrum. Poor guy. But yeah, it wouldn't be fair to beat him up. And I don't know how tall Lispy is. I haven't seen Lispy in person. If I saw that Lispy was 5'2", I'd probably just let him go as well. That is a possibility. But no, I wouldn't beat up Cuts because he's just too small. So, be like going to the elementary school and starting fights with 5-year-olds. Yeah, exactly. This is my troll. I mean, he does look creepy as fuck. So this picture, you guys, the way this picture was taken is when him and I were talking, he screwed up on the live stream because he had it so you couldn't see who he was, but then he must have hit the wrong button on his phone while he was talking, and then there he was like licking his lips and his teeth like a fucking weirdo. And somebody got this screenshot while it was going on, but it's like, okay, this guy's even a bigger fucking loser than we could have ever imagined. The guy's literally talking to me. I mean, if you're talking to somebody and like obsessively like lipping your lips and teeth, I mean, what is that like communicating? God. And if you guys have not heard this guy talk, it's just the icing on the cake. I mean, you think the picture's bad, you should hear his voice. Sports Gematria Facer build? I wonder who uploaded that. Okay. Yeah, the other thing that's annoying about this guy is he's always in everybody's chat spamming my name with a whole bunch of Star of Davids like I'm Jewish. It's like, okay. Well, why doesn't YouTube take him down for anti-Semitism? I get taken down for no reason at all. This guy can be everywhere spamming all this bullshit. Zach's a Jew. Star of David. His channel just stays up. I upload a video about Professor Dave Explains making fun of astrology. I just upload a 1-minute clip of him saying that and then do a video addressing his comments and why we should have a debate. And then I get suspended for a week for copyright. It's like, God, I can't even show a 1-minute clip of this guy and just say, hey, here's why we should debate about this. This guy can make a whole channel, with nothing but my content, and YouTube has no problem with that. Yeah, again, you guys, I mean, it is true what the woman said a while ago about people being jealous and haters. And I mean, again, we're looking at it doesn't even need to be explained any further. It's already understood. So, that's what else I thought about, because this guy started trolling at the same time Gary Grinberg started trolling. If you guys weren't here in the early days, Gary Grinberg, a lot of people know him through numerology. He used to troll all the time. He used to call into TFR every week and hang around, and he was getting mad because I was putting out the information that he charges a lot for free. If you guys don't know, the first 5 years that I did this, I didn't charge anything for anything. I didn't raise any money. We never raised a penny for any of this. Just put out all the knowledge, helped a ton of people make a ton of money off rig sports over 5 years. Never charged any of it. Everything was just free on YouTube. And Gary Grinberg, who charges, again, a fortune to learn about this, he didn't like that, again, I was cutting into his business. And rightfully so, because I'm way better at this than he is. He embarrassed himself in 2016. He was wrong about everything. I was right. And at the end of the year, he created a website called Gematria Fraud with my face on it. It's like, wow, what a fucking loser you are. Gematria Fraud. Okay, so I was right about all my futures this year. You were wrong about every single one except for the one you copied me on, LeBron winning on the King James's birthday. And you're going to seriously make a website calling me a fraud after I just handed your ass to you? And he'd call into TFR all that year and make himself look like a dumbass. But this guy right here, Lispy, could be connected to Gary Grinberg as well, whatever that network is, which would not surprise me in the least. So, Gary Grinberg, fat, sloppy guy. Who, I don't want to boast about myself, but again, I'm sure both of these guys, if they could switch bodysuits, they gladly would. So, yeah, exactly. I mean, Gary copied me on Cavs winning in 2016 on King James's birthday, but I had the right teams correct from the start of the season. I had the right finals before the season began. He did have versus Oklahoma City. And, so, again, none of his picks were as good as mine in 2016. I'm just saying the closest one that he was we were in agreement that LeBron would win the finals that year. So, again, I had a flawless year. He had one correct thing that year, and then he really tried to attack me. And probably cutting into his business more. Back then, everything I put out was free. Everything he put out, you had to sign an NDA and pay a whole bunch of money. So, yeah, Gary's another guy who's not tough. He's not going to come find anybody. Short little fat guy. All right, so yeah, Gary was wrong about the World Cup. That British guy who tries to use my name in a bad way too and market himself from what he learned from me, he also had the wrong World Cup winner. And it was too bad for him because he gloated about how I couldn't do international football, but then, hey, didn't we smoke the World Cup? Didn't we have Argentina winning the day after the Pope's birthday and the likely match Argentina versus France? We had Argentina versus one of two teams, but the France one made a lot of sense. Like we pointed out, Argentina can beat France. France can fall to 2-2 in the 22nd World Cup to conclude the year 2022. Exactly what did happen for Pope Francis. 513.
Yes. Hi, Zach. This is Stardust 2 in your comments. I don't normally comment on your videos. I've been watching you for years, and I really appreciate everything that you do. I'm calling in with a little bit different information. If you don't want me to discuss it now, I'll hold on and let you continue with what you're doing. I can't hear the stream because I'm down here where Hurricane Idalia hit, and I don't have internet service, so I only have one device, and that's my phone.
Okay.
If I go ahead and speak.
Go ahead and share what you want to share.
Okay. Calling because my numbers constantly come up consistently. I see in the news my birth date, other family members, and with the weather control stuff, I really would like to ask you what you know about Hurricane Ian and Hurricane Idalia, because I was literally in the area where Hurricane Ian hit 2 weeks before Hurricane Ian hit. And I'm literally in the area where Hurricane Idalia hit, and I was at the beach, Keaton Beach, exactly 1 week to the day, leaving an ancestor offering, as I did in Fort Myers last year before Hurricane Idalia hit. I think they know who I am. And I know this sounds strange. It's one of the reasons why I try to stay under the radar, but at this point, I'm tired of being afraid to speak up and speak out. So I just would like to know, do you think that they maybe have been trying to target certain people because of their bloodline or things like that?
That might be possible. I mean, they make movies about stuff like that, and a lot of stuff they make in the movies is stuff they are actually doing in real life, so that's possible.
Okay, well, how would we know if it's me for real? Like, is it a way that I can give you certain information about me?
I'm not going to be able to answer that question. I mean, that's above my pay grade. You'd have to know who your ancestors are, I suppose, and why they would be targeting you, so...
I do know who my bloodline is.
Okay. Well, you would be the best person to answer that question. And if you are worried about that, be aware and always have your head on a swivel.
Okay, well, thank you, Zach, for everything that you do. I have been watching you for years. You are greatly appreciated. I constantly share your information with everybody, your channels. I've been following you since you've had GematriaEffectNews.
Well, thank you.
I'm messing with you, and I want you to continue. I just really pray that people, and I pray to my ancestors, I don't pray to their false gods, that people really wake up and pay attention to what you're trying. I don't know why they keep stifling you, but just know you're out there. We love you. We appreciate you. We support you.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Okay, I'm going to go back and get in the chat. Thank you, Zach.
All right, you take care. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
All right, so again, it's amazing how many people are online attacking my name and trying to undermine my credibility, but they just will never call in and bring it. I mean, if I'm such a fraud, it should be easy to call in and prove the case. Shout out to Green. Yeah, I hadn't gotten any Cash Apps in a minute, but 2 have come through tonight. Thank you to Abra and Green. So. You want to know something real interesting about the day Mahomes is born on? Again, the NFL's birthday where we began. It's the 260th day of the year, and notice Kansas City Chiefs, 260. How many guys have we pointed out who have the perfect name, who play for the perfect team? Remember Kansas City Chiefs 172 the other way. Len Dawson dead exactly 172 days before the Chiefs won the Super Bowl last year. Mahomes' birthday, the 260th day of the year, 17/9. They just won on his birthday, 17/9. Well, where's the Gematria fraud? Where's the argument that Gematria is a fraud or that Gematria is bullshit? Somebody got to bring it. This podcast is unfinished if we can't get one of you people to call in. Is it all just AI? It's not just all AI. I seen Dave from Chicago over there on Lispy's channel. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Dave from Chicago, who I've done all these favors for over the years? It makes me like, God, I don't want to take anybody's call, man. I've helped Dave out so many times, taken so many Dave calls off the air. Now he's over there on Lispy's channel. Who are these fucking people? Dave from Chicago, call in. Tell me why you're such a sorry-ass motherfucker. poor Cuts right now. Cuts is showing like how you become a 40-year-old virgin. You have no balls. You do shit like this. You stab people in the back. You make yourself look like a fucking loser. Why are you streaming to a room of no people when you have the opportunity to call in here? If Cuts calls in, I'll shut up for 3 minutes. Cuts can talk for 3 minutes before I interrupt. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, dude, I mean, Cuts got dumped by a girl, and I don't really know if it's over a little pecker, but I'm just assuming since he's 5'2", poor guy. But yeah, again, to just have like a tantrum about it online, it's just like, dude, there's plenty of fish in the sea. Go meet another woman, you know? Here, while we wait for a call, again, in light of, did I take it down? Again, Mr. Amon-Ra, who caught the first touchdown, who has the 104 name Gematria. First touchdown of the NFL season was caught by this man. It's the 104th season. In light of that, let's again revisit this phone call. I just want you to listen to what I said. Again, this was the middle of a live stream. It's been cut and made into a shorter video. But I just want you to hear what I said to the NFL league office about how it's so obvious how so many of these players are born and bred to be with their crazy ass names with just the right numbers. And remember Key and Peele, they got the Key and Peele guy doing the NFL scripts this year. Remember when Key and Peele had the skit about college football and how the names were getting more and more ridiculous in college football? Again, I've talked about that skit before. It's because they got these Manchurians. But hold up. You want to search Zachary K. Hubbard calls the NFL. That's the video. And again, understand this was an improvised call in the middle of a live stream. It's been clipped and made into a shorter video. But this is from 2018. So again, listen to everything I said in this video. And again, tell me we haven't made the same point a gazillion more times. And I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers in 63. His fake injury ritual the other day was on a 63 date numerology on 9/11. As the Jets win with 22 on the 22-year anniversary of 9/11, capped off by a kick return from a 22-year-old, number 82 days from Rodgers' birthday. But here,
We're calling the National Football League. Please share your comments, and we will direct.
For calling National Football.
Here we go. Let's turn up the volume.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling National Football League. How may I help you?
Yes, can I talk to the Hollywood scriptwriter for Monday Night Football, please?
One moment for me.
Awesome. She knew who to connect me to. That was cool. Just say, looking for that Hollywood scriptwriter. If you guys didn't watch Monday Night Football, that's how they closed it out. They said it was a Hollywood script.
Thank you for calling the National Football League. Please share your comments, and we will direct them to the appropriate parties. We appreciate your call.
Hey, thank you so much for taking my call. I wish I was talking to a live person, but I'm sure you'll want to call me back ASAP. Please get that phone number that I'm dialing from off the voice recorder. Anyway, I was watching Monday Night Football tonight, and I just got to thank you. It was such a great Hollywood script. I loved how the commentator he blurted it out. What a Hollywood script. You see, you guys have helped me build up this following because I figured out how your games are rigged, and now people like to learn from me. And, before Monday Night Football was even played, I said, Aaron Rodgers in the language of Gematria, which is, it's mostly a Jewish language. Let's be honest about it. The name Aaron Rodgers sums to 63. He's going to pick up his 63rd home win tonight on Monday Night Football. And sure enough, he did. Over his favorite team, the 49ers, where he played at Cal. He thought he was going to be drafted by the Niners. And wasn't it funny that the game was 49 days from his birthday playing the 49ers on Monday Night Football? But anyway, Aaron Rodgers, 63, picked up his 63rd home win. It was a date with 63 numerology, and I'm sure you know what the score was there. I did just ask the woman to connect me to the Hollywood scriptwriter, so I'm sure you know that the score was 33-30, 63 points. We also know over here that MNF's 33. We know how you guys love that number. Synagogue of Satan in your satanic gematria cipher, NFL 137, the 33rd prime. We love it all over here. We're enjoying the scripts. We're waking up the masses. Our whole goal is to make it so that you guys have a 0 rating and nobody shows up at these taxpayer paid for stadiums. Also, what was real sick of you guys this week was what happened over there in London. I told my people it was a big Seattle ritual. The Raiders and the Seahawks had last played 206 weeks earlier. Seattle's the 206 area code. Wembley Stadium equals 206. And Pete Carroll, who loved to chew his... don't you guys just love how Petey chews his bubble gum all the time, like he's a big cow chomping on a wad of grass? Anyway, Pete Carroll, he's just so energetic over there. But Pete Carroll, he became the winningest coach in Seattle history all time, picking up his 82nd regular season win, where Seattle equals 82. Cutie's on his 82 career losses all time, counting his years with the Jets in New England. Anyway, we see it all over here. We're talking about it before it happens. Your scripts are hilarious. Keep them coming. Hoping Robert Roberts still has his job there. What a great name, Robert Roberts. If I ever have a child, I'm probably going to name him just after my man there, Robert Roberts. That's you listening right now, Robert. Keep on keeping on, brother. What was your dad's name? Dave Davidson, the son of Steve Stevenson. What else? Debbie Dills. That wasn't your mother. That wasn't your mother, was it? Debbie Dills? Oh no, that was the lady who saw Dylan Stormroof. You guys are the best over there. I know how you guys script the news and the sports together. Were you the writer for Dylan Stormroof too, Robert Roberts? You guys keep it up. Pretty soon you're all going to be exposed. It's been a long time coming. You guys are the best and the worst all at once. Anyway, looking forward to your phone call. Maybe you can help me write our next book together. Give me some more things in history that I'm overlooking. We've tried to cover all the years of the rigged NFL. And don't feel alone there. You know, we're covering all the rigged sports, the MLB, the NBA. We know you and your cousins, they run it all. This isn't anti-Semitic, is it? I hope not. Speaking facts shouldn't be anti-Semitic, but we know who runs all these leagues. We know who's into the Kabbalah and the Gematria and naming their children with whatever ridiculous name has the right numbers, like Robbie Roberts. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I'm talking your ear off. Look forward to the scripts this week. Hey, Thursday night football tomorrow night. I see how you guys have it synced up with the Pope. Oh, and God, that was good. Before we go, I know I said I was going to go, but I got one more. I loved what you did on Christopher Columbus Day. You synced up the MLB with the NFL. You had the genocide of the native teams. The Braves knocked off. The Indians knocked off. And then what happened there in the Redskins game? Oh, my God. The Saints, the Catholic symbolism on Christopher Columbus, the Jewish guy paid for by the Catholic Church. What was the score? 43-19, 62 points. Genocide equals 62. The Dodgers beat the Braves 6-2. Drew Brees has a wide open receiver. I mean, I could have put out any Pee-wee football team out there. They would have been closer to that receiver there. I mean, then, God, it's just embarrassing. But anyway, 62-yard reception, the record breaker.
You are approaching the maximum length for a recording. Finish your recording after the tone.
Damn, I guess that was the end. All right, Robbie, until next time.
That probably helps.
Okay. Yeah, that was 2018, you guys. And I mean, we've talked about Aaron Rodgers in 63, like 63 more times since then. And just same shit every day. Every day. Except for today, they got us with their... I feel like they set a booby trap for us. We're like, we're gonna get them today with this Huey P. Newton ritual. They're gonna fuck up today. I swear to God, they're setting traps for us now. And it's probably because of leaving voicemails like that at the league office. They're like, we gotta do something about this. Guy's making us look bad. So, if you guys are new here, I've left a lot of voicemails and made a lot of calls to a lot of people in this world. League offices, politicians. We've definitely dropped some seeds, man. And there's been some interesting calls. So... All right, it doesn't look like we're going to get anybody to call in. Cuts isn't still streaming to himself, is he? Like, why can't this guy call in? Oh my God, he is still. He's still going. He got some people in the room, though, since we broadcast it. Is he just playing my recording, or is he actually saying something? Cuts, call into the stream. Explain yourself. You know? Just so you know, some women are into little peckers. You just got to meet the right one. Just stay persistent, buddy. There's somebody for everybody. I got to check in real quick on his stream just to see if he's saying something. I got to like at least hear some kind of critic just to again be reminded that my critics have absolutely nothing. Let's hear where Cuts is at right now.
Right? I know, they've death threatened me too.
There's no reason to do that to me. That's for sure. Even the homie Itachi back in the day, your buddy Itachi, even he said a while back, he was like, anybody that's trolling Cuts or trying to do anything fucked up to Cuts is a pure fucking scum.
Right?
And I mean,
like, buddy,
now it's Zach! Now it's Quackery is the fucking scum!
What, that day y'all talked on the phone when I was there?
Hey, Quack and Fraud, you're in here, bitch! Fucking, I gave you a fucking microphone, you fucking fraud!
Oh, yay, hi,
Let's
Zach.
get Charmed One on your fucking stream, bitch!
Zach. Quit yelling. Hi, Zach. Nice to meet you.
Whoever threatened Cuts. Whoever threatened Cuts.
What's up? I'm the skeleton.
How come you're a terrorist, rat, piece of trash, fucking fraud, fucking scum, bitch? A crack smoking loser trash.
Let's not yell. Okay, so what I've heard about Twitter Spaces
scum.
is
You're going bye-bye, bitch.
Quit yelling. When it's your turn, you need to mute and not yell.
Come through, bitch. We're gonna drag you away. Gematria, your bitch ass.
So Zach,
you fucking scum.
Cuts, real question. Cuts, have you ever been in a fight? Cuts.
You're fucking going off the cliff, bitch.
Cuts, have you ever been in a fight in your life? Let's be real.
Fucking trash.
Cuts. If we have the boxing guy doing the announcement, what would it sound like?
Talk about people's private parts. You have a little dick. And then say, oh yeah, Texas Julie, she's got a skeleton.
I ain't doing no fucking stupid videos with you, bitch.
But then
you're going bye-bye.
You'll get blocked. Your chat's very cool.
Texas Julie, what's your motivation to hang around the community and spread false rumors like you do?
Fucking scum.
What's up? Say something. Is he a speaker?
Can they not hear me? What the hell?
I've given him an invitation to speak.
Let's hash this out, guys.
This rat trash is trying to set me up by going on his show. I called you fucking rat ass 10 times, bitch.
Yeah,
I called you 10 times, you fucking scum.
He hasn't called a single
fraud.
time.
I texted you on both of your fucking phones and called you and said, curse on you and your family, bitch. You fucking go in a box, bitch. You fucking terrorist rat fucking scum operating out of a bank in Palo Alto. Mighty Networks, you're fucking fraud scum. Let's get Charmed One to speak. Let's see. Let's get Charmed One to call in, bitch.
I want to hear Charmed One's voice.
Yeah, we want to hear Charmed One.
Let's
see your face.
Prove they're a human. And not a bot, because when I
you can die, bro, if you jump off a cliff. You can die if you run on the road, and you can die if you do this garbage rat trash that you're doing, bitch.
Cuts, when you keep yelling,
scum.
we can't both talk.
Can you guys hear me?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can hear me.
And then Green Arrow came in, and then Green Arrow's a human, so then Green Arrow knew it was me and deleted.
Look who's in this chat right here. So you have Cuts, you have Sports Gematria, who's.
Does anyone else want to say anything to Quack and Fraud?
Can you guys hear me? I thought I said. What is going on? How's this shit work? Okay, so we have all the trolls here. We have Cuts One, we have Sports Gematria, and we have a person who goes by the name Texas Julie, who also spreads all this false information. Can you guys hear me? So Sports Gematria has been here the whole time, like a fucking loser screen recording, but won't call in, just a fucking loser. Cuts, can you hear me? They must be able to hear me, so they all just shut the fuck up. But yeah, listen to, I mean, you can hear mental illness
We're
from
not
Cuts.
doing sheep videos with you, Quackery K, bitch.
So what are you talking about, Palo Alto? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're all just going to shut up now that I'm here talking.
I was asleep. I fell asleep, and then I got a text and woke up, and then I
Yeah,
went back
you're
to
like
this chat, and like Daria's like, "Is that Jules?" I wasn't even calling in. Daria's asking if it's me on there. She's obsessed with me, always bringing me up.
How dare you, Zach Quackenberg, fucking talk shit about Yeah Right for bringing in bad people? Fuck you, you're a rat trash. You're threatening tons of good people, you fucking scum.
Who have I threatened?
For no fucking reason.
Who am I
Why? 'Cause there's a
threatening?
Jesuit hiding in the dumpster with a box on the dog. Get in there, bitch! Go route out the Jesuit yourself. Stop asking others to do it for you. Go jump in the dumpster with the fire and route out the Jesuit and the Christian by the ear, you fucking scum. You jump in first. Stop asking others to go for you, you fucking scum. You go get a bank loan at your stupid rat bank, and you go fly to fucking the Vatican and go crawl in a hole on the side and get in there and drag out the Pope by the ear, you fucking stupid bitch. Fucking scum.
Okay, I don't know if they can hear me, but I'm hitting this request to speak button. I've never done this before on Twitter. But yeah, again, I mean, can you believe that I can believe the inbred's in here.
Don't worry, bitch. We
the whole
fucking
time.
reported your garbage fraud ass to your fucking own the guy that fucking leases your building to your Mighty Networks, you fucking
The Regis
scum.
buildings. Oh gosh.
What are you talking about?
Regis, we work.
I actually get hey, just so you know, Zachary Quackenberg, I gave the guy that owns the building to your Mighty Networks your fucking stream from this evening and told him to watch it and look at the chat and see these rat trash scum operatives fucking threatening people for no reason over your stupid sports.
Nobody's threatening anybody. You're the one online.
We're talking a rat fucking trash fucking fraud that was smoking crack on 9/10 for 9/11.
Who was
fucking
smoking
with
crack?
two demons saying bye today, come on down and buy my baby.
That was
Gematria.
hilarious. Those guys. I mean, that wasn't funny.
Unbelievable, you fucking crack fucking fraud fucking
Carwin
scum.
said Zach was high. I missed it where you hit the blunt, the crowd.
This fucking quack,
I didn't
fucking
see that
fraud.
part.
I mean,
said
it was
Zach was
sad.
high.
It was a sad day for me. It was sad for me I felt like my soul almost left my body when I saw my heart dropped and my soul almost left when I saw Zachary Quackenfraud hitting the crack and his soul leaving his body.
Okay, anyway, he just keeps talking shit over and over, just talking nonsense. Here, Troll's calling in here. It could be the inbred. Is it the inbred?
No, this is Abra. I just want to say something. That's pre-recorded because if you can't get a word in, whoever he is, that sounds like a real guy, but it sounds like one of the munchkins from the Wizard of Oz.
He is a munchkin. He is a munchkin. So.
Minuscule in every way. Okay, marble size, probably Vienna sausage. Neither here or there. It's a troll. And it's 100%, now that I hear it, it's real people, but they're pre-recording shit. And you can pre-record something and make it go live, like if they're doing a live feed. The fact that you're talking and you entered on their shit, but they can't hear you, and it's trying to make it seem like you're not saying nothing, like you're a bully. No, that's pre-recorded.
Well, if you've been watching his channel, he's been just like saying the same stuff over and over. None of it's true, but he just keeps saying the same things. I mean, he literally has like 4-hour live stream just saying the same thing over and over. It's like, what's going on with this guy? I mean, like, how bad is the mental illness?
That's not live stream. Can somebody tag the page in the chat? That's not live stream. He's pre-recording those and hitting them as if they're live stream.
It could be. Anyway, but yeah.
I know that for a fact.
Sure. You absolutely could be right about that.
Able to get a word in.
Okay.
You're not able to get a word in, so that's crazy for them to make it seem like you're scary or you're not coming on their show and shit like that. And they're trying to overpower and talk to you, and they're taking turns to talk like if they're doing a live. They're not live.
That could be. We did the inbred's in the room though, which is just hilarious. It's just like, see how pathetic he is. He sits around the whole time to record, but then he won't dare call in, and he'll post to his community that I won't do it because Zach would cut me off. No, fag boy, call in and prove that that's false. But again, thanks for the call.
They're crazy.
Appreciate it. Thank you again.
Okay.
All right, you have a good night. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, how pathetic. How pathetic. I again, there's just nobody who can ever call in and back up their slanders. So all people can do is trim up videos and play rants, out of context and try to paint some picture that isn't the case. And again, it's just like, to dedicate your whole life to harassing me, really? What did I do to you? Showed you how rigged the game was to try and help you out? Help you profit? That's what's got your panties in a bunch? Come on. Yeah, exactly. My trolls are fucking losers. And the thing about Cuts is, you guys, I know he came out to New York last year, and his only contribution was he asked to hold the video camera while Rambo and I were speaking, and then he ran off with the video camera talking a whole bunch of babbling nonsense, and you couldn't hear Rambo. And people were like, why did anyone give him the camera? And it's like, yeah, why did anyone give that guy the camera? Are you kidding me? And when he was with me when I went down to the Google campus, and he asked to do the recording there when we were at the Google campus too. And then when I confronted all the employees, he's like got the camera pointed up at the sky, and he's talking about like sky donuts or something. It's like, what the fuck, man? Sky donuts? What are you talking about? We're confronting these fucking Google censorship Nazis, and that's what needs to be documented on the camera. So, I was wondering the whole time why he was even hanging around the community, or where he came from, or what his point was. And yeah, and I don't know. I don't know who brought this mental illness here. So actually, I do, and I don't know why they did bring him around. But yeah, that same person who brought him around is always saying that they're a good person. No, they're not a good person. And when you start saying human pieces of shit are good people, it makes you look bad. Cuts is not a good person. He's a little scumbag. Yeah, he's mentally ill. He's got a little cocaine problem. And the thing was, I helped him out earlier this year. I didn't even have to be nice to him. He was online slandering, and then I ended up talking to him on the phone, and I got him to calm down. And he's like, yeah, I gotta quit. I've been out of control with the coke. It's like, okay, so you're doing a whole bunch of coke and going online and ranting about me and just talking all this crazy shit that's not true. But he stopped for a while, but now he's back at it. So yeah, I don't know if he's a meth head as well. I know he has a coke problem. And then he's accusing me of smoking crack. I don't smoke crack. I know, like, he legitimately has a drug problem. So growing your own food these days is tough. You need a greenhouse. All the shit they spray in the sky, man, it's making so people's harvests aren't right. But yeah, we should all be growing our own food. Okay, I said I was going to go 5 more minutes. I've gone 8. We haven't gotten a call from anyone who can bring it. Here's a call from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Let's see what they got. 539.
Hey, how you doing, Zach?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, man, I met you about a year ago downtown Oklahoma City. You remember? I was getting off of work.
Did you meet us at the restaurant?
No, I was using front of the old mural building, the memorial site.
Okay. I'm sure if I saw your face, I would definitely. I met a lot of people there, but you weren't the guy who was talking to me when the one guy who was like an agent came by and put that note in my chest, was it?
No, it was a sort like dude. I had the U-Haul uniform on. I was getting off.
Okay.
I was telling you there was a female and a male there, and I was telling you about the guards there.
Okay, right.
And you said, yeah, you see how they work. And the U-Haul uniform on. And I was telling you to look into the what's the name of that building? The Devon Energy building. A lot of things go on there, and you might want to start researching that up, because that Devon building, the same people who built that memorial built that building. So, I just wanted to say that, man. I just want to say I appreciate what you do. Been following you for some years, and don't worry about the little young kid that was going on. Cause it seems like, I've been in boys' homes growing up, so those kind of guys, they was battered growing up by their parents. The parents didn't give a shit about them. The father beat their ass, and now he's taking it out on society.
Right.
So, I said, man, just keep doing what you're doing, Zach. You got my support, man.
Well, thank you, and thanks for coming out to Oklahoma City too. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. I hope to see you this April.
Yeah, we'll be back there again. I want to make all these things an annual tradition, showing up at these places on these anniversaries. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I just want to call in and just to give you some good words, man.
Well, I appreciate that.
Here, so
thank you.
Watch out for them.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man. I'll see you later then.
All right, you have a good night. Yeah, take care.
You too.
Bye. Okay. Yeah, Oklahoma City, man. I mean, that's where ever since we went to OKC, the support's been nothing but down. And wasn't it funny how when I got there, the guards were waiting for me? It's like they knew I was coming. They didn't even let me in the building. They went hands on as soon as I got on the grounds of the bombing site. That was a surprise. I was very shocked by that. But yeah, and again, I mean, it's just like out of that trip, because of doing that, financial support went way down. It started going down right away after that. Got the car keyed. I mean, it's just... Anyway, that's part of the reason we're not doing as much traveling as we did last year, because support went way down, and it's kind of like a thankless job. It's really hard work to drive back and forth all across the nation and pound pavement and get out there and put up with, the harassment from the authorities, and then, got to get back and get the hood of your car fixed because it's all keyed up. And anyway, thank you to the people who did not fall off. So, yeah. So, I don't think we're gonna get the call, you guys. This first episode, unfortunately, we didn't get the call. Apparently, if you go online, it seems like there's thousands of people who just have this case that I'm a fraud and this work is fraudulent. But then, every time I give these people the platform, crickets. Yeah, I definitely need to be in D.C. I wish I lived in D.C. I feel like that would be the perfect place for me to live. Sweet Lady says that if they make her get the jab this year, she's going to quit her job. So, in a way, I almost hope that does happen so she can quit her job and we can relocate. I would love to be in... I need to be on the East Coast. That's where the action is. So, could happen. Could happen sooner than later. Yeah, the Trolls, this would have been one of the best nights to call in, just because, Monday Night Football was a little bit rough for us, but they know they're still going to get smoked. Shout out to Ralph in LA. I see Ralph in the chat. Ralph's another great teacher of the information. He's got a little book of his own on Kobe's death. Yeah, I don't know why Cuts is tripping about the Mighty Network app. Their whole thing is they're against censorship. So that's why we switched over the platform to Mighty Networks. We like their company stance. He's making it seem like it's some bad thing. To me, it's a really awesome platform. It's if you guys aren't on the website, freetofindtruth.com, it's also an app on the Mighty Networks app. And again, it's been great since we got it. So I don't know why anyone would be complaining about it. I don't know. He's talking about Palo Alto Bank. Doesn't make any sense. Dr. Shiva, yeah, I don't know. He's just all I think about when I hear the name Dr. Shiva is just how much attention he got. They're just like he the names that rose up in the time of the pandemic who got all the attention. Dr. Shiva, Tenpenny, Del Bigtree. I mean, these are all the people that got all the attention. And as far as I'm concerned, the information they put out, it doesn't hold a candle to what we've been putting out. I mean, none of them forecast COVID and all that as accurately as we did. None of them saw it coming years in advance as we did. And then none of them helped get out the word about what we put out. So here, this could be a troll. No caller ID? No caller ID. You're just going to call in and say nothing? Okay, so we have no caller ID just sitting here saying nothing. Okay, adios. I mean, and that's the tactic too, to just call in and say nothing. Like, what kind of weirdo fucking loser move is that? These people get mad when I say all my trolls are fucking losers. Where aren't they? Here's one on the screen. Does that not look like a fucking loser? I mean, I hate to judge people by their appearance, but seriously, does that not look like an inbred fucking loser? Licking his lips while he's talking to me. Like he's See, the problem with a guy like that is if I said suck my dick, he would. That's the problem with this fucking fag on the screen. Who won't call in, but he'll sit there and screen record. He won't play this part, though. He doesn't want his face out there. He's a little bit embarrassed about that. That was an accident. Here, no caller ID. Let's see. Is he going to sit here and just be silent? No caller ID. What are you doing right now? Like, what's the point of calling in and just saying nothing? Is the lotion out? Is the lotion out? Okay. Adios. God. All right. Yeah. Again, I guess we win the debate by default again because we don't have anybody who can bring an argument. I made a great case for why Gematria is 1,000,000% legitimate, and I hardly even, touch the resume of accomplishments. Yeah, these people are fucking losers. So... And it's just like all the shit that's happened to me in the time I've been doing this. It's always been people fucking with my property when I'm not there. Another loser move. And, just constantly with the weirdo phone calls and emails and... I mean, just nothing. He's calling back again, the guy that just sits there in silence. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up there. This stream went way longer than I meant to, but we were trying to get one of these people to call in and make a case, and it just isn't going to happen. And it is frustrating that it's just frustrating that people just, this idiocracy we live in, man. The fact that people can be going to sports games and not seeing how fucking rigged they are at this point, I mean, you got to be brain dead. Literally brain dead. How do you rig sports? It's like, do you see the fucking calls these refs make? How about how tonight's Browns-Steelers game ended? That wasn't pass interference? I mean, come on. And then just listening to the announcers, too. The language they use. As they show you in the screen, the blatant pass interference with the no call. And then Joe Buck's like, it looked like there might have been something there. His hands are all over him. He's holding him. He's pulling on his jersey. It's the same shit they called pass interference for earlier in the game. Should be the call right there. So... All right. Yeah, you guys say keep going, but here. I was going to pick up. No caller ID keeps calling over and over because he likes to be silent on the phone. It's like, what statement do you think you're making right now? Just calling in and just being silent. Just fucking weirdo. Weirdo. The other thing that's so frustrating about this world now is how they really have changed society. It's like everywhere is dead. I went downtown Portland. I was thinking about pounding pavement, and I couldn't even find anybody outside on the weekend. I was like, what the fuck? The only people that were out there were homeless. And I thought about getting out there and talking to the homeless. But it's just crazy, man. It's crazy what they've done to society. When we were in Oklahoma City the other year, it was a ghost town. There's like nobody in the whole city. The only people that were out in Oklahoma City were us. New York City still has people. Los Angeles still has some people because there's so many, the population's so huge, but it's just like everywhere is a ghost town. I was just down where I grew up at, and I went by the old tennis courts that used to always be packed. You always have to wait to get on the court. When I was growing up, you'd have to go on the warm-up wall and, hit the ball back and forth until the court opened up. Man, I was out there, not a single soul anywhere in sight. 4 open courts. It's just like, what happened to society? Nobody goes outside anymore. 412, do we have an argument?
Hey, Zach, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, what's up? What's your take on Sports Gematria, bro? Every time I go on their videos, they just talk shit about you, and it's hilarious.
Well, we've been talking about what an inbred fucking loser he is with no argument and no balls, and how he just edits and falsifies everything, and just a human piece of shit. We already covered that. So where have you been? His face is up on the screen. There's his cock-sucking face up on the screen,
Oh, is that the dude?
That's him.
Oh, and then where you post like the comment section on your Patreon, it's just people rambling back and forth, man. Fucking
the paid-for trolls, yeah. Who else has paid-for trolls that live on their Patreon 24/7? Again, I just have people that just have to harass every time because of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Who pays to go on someone's Patreon just to troll it all day? Does anybody else have that problem in the world? I don't think anybody else has that problem in the world, but I've had it since the day I launched the Patreon. And again, that should tell everybody all they need to know too. People paying to fuck with me. Why? Who would do that? Unless the message was super important. All right, anyway, I think that guy's a troll too, so adios. He's probably one of the trolls that hangs out on there and trolls all day. Calling in 3 hours into the stream. What about Sports Gematria? Oh, yeah. Like we haven't covered that, dumbass. I think Daily Picks is Sports Gematria as well. I think they're all the same people. So yeah, exactly. The screens. Just everybody's living in front of screens now. Nobody's actually going outside and being in the world. It's just everywhere is a ghost town. Is it the same caller? 412.
By the way, bro, you look like a fucking. Hey, bro, you look like a fucking simp. I know you subscribe to OnlyFans because you can't get no pussy in real life because you're a fucking simp. You're the king of all simps.
As I imagine, so sweet ladies in the house right now, buddy. Sorry. Hey, maybe Sports Gematria will suck your cock. Adios, loser. What a dumbass. I mean, what kind of shit talking is that? God. The people would call in and talk like that. I guarantee that guy's another 40-year-old virgin. Poor guy. I've never had any problem with the ladies. Never had any problem with the ladies. Sorry. Can you imagine that? Like, how many people in the world, their job is just to harass me every day, and it's been their job for years? There's actually several people in the world that's what they like. If they were on a date and a woman asked them, "What do you do?" They're like, and they were honest, they'd be like, "Well, I harass this guy online. Yeah, I go on his Patreon all day and just post bullshit. I call his phone a lot and don't say anything. Sometimes I'm even, I got the lotion out while I'm harassing him." Fucking jerk offs, dude. And these people get all butthurt when I talk about, why, the one thing I'm down with the Illuminati is the depopulation agenda. Just so many fucking losers. 86 I don't have a problem with it. And for all people get butthurt when I say that, sorry, I think it's because you're not that awake. If you were more awake, you'd see the world was full of fucking losers that we'd be better off without. That guy who just called in cuts, sports gematria, I mean, fucking fish food. Oh, I'll start doing college football once baseball season's over, man. We've murdered college football many a times before. However, last year I did have my worst year ever, so I am still a little bit sore about last year's college football season. Sports gematria is trying to bait cuts into, little fellatio. Abra, you didn't have to do that again. Thank you, Abra. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to get any real calls, you guys, unfortunately, because there are no real arguments to go against what we've accomplished in this community. And again, the losers love when we have a bad day. It makes them feel like they've won something because we have a bad day with the picks, but we don't have nearly as many bad days as we do good days. And this inbred that's up on the screen, the one other point I need to make is the only time this guy did anything with his channel besides harass me, it was so fucking pathetic. If you guys don't know what this guy does, like he'll put out a video with, he can't even do math, you guys. Here's the point about how he can't do math. When Liz Truss was the prime minister for 45 days, this guy, for whatever reason, decided to do a video on that, and he couldn't even count how many days she was in office. He had the wrong count of days. She was in office for 45 days, which matters because the word bridge equals 45. Like a truss is part of the architecture of a bridge. And again, the operation for when the Queen died was called Operation London Bridge. And remember, Liz Truss became the prime minister on 9/6. 2 days before the Queen died at age 96, something we predicted a mile out why she would go at 96. But this fucking moron, for whatever reason, decided to do a decode on that, and he couldn't even count the right amount of days that she was in office. He had a different number, and then I thought, God, what a fucking moron. You can't even count, dude. And you're making videos with these bullshit calculations about how much money you look how much money you would have lost if you went with Zach's picks last week. Meanwhile, another person just paid off their mortgage. I mean, that's who this fucking guy is, you guys. He can't even fucking count to 45. It's not even that high of a number. He couldn't count to 45. He had a different distance in days, and I was like, man, what a fucking retard. God, you can't even do it after it's done. And here you are trying to critique me? My God. Fucking loser. Yeah, exactly. Special needs. I mean, look at his face. This was a special needs student. That's what's sad. The most motivated person in the world to attack me is a fucking special needs. And again, well, I don't want to offend people, but there was a guy who's supposedly a villain who thought maybe the world would be better off. I'll hurt too many people's feelings if I say what I want to say, but people are just too soft. People are too soft, man. That's the reality. Special needs. Hey, go work in a group home and see what happens when the special needs comes in. The other 15 kids don't get any attention because the special needs kid needs so much attention, and you're like, well, look at this. Now 15 more kids are suffering even more because of the special needs kid. Do we need... The world's overpopulated. Do we need the special needs kid? I mean, anyway, sorry, guys. there are some things I do have in common with some of the people like Henry Kissinger. I'm not saying I'm right, but sometimes I see where they're coming from. So. Okay. All right, I'm done. The trolls aren't calling in. We win. We win again. It's another victory. Another flawless victory. Shout out to Green and Alicia as well. You guys are very generous. Thank you very much. All right, instead of keeping up everybody too late with this stream, we'll wrap it up right there. Again, we'll do these streams all Monday. Always on Monday after the football game. We'll recap the greatest narratives of the week. Because, again, for all you guys who don't like sports, realize the sports are connected to the politics, to the history. It really is a great way to study the subject. And it's a great way to wake people up because what do people care? If you could vote on all the things people care about the most right now in America, the average American cares more about football than anything else, as sad as that is. So that's also why we got to stay on the topics. We got to meet the masses where they're at. Okay. Hold on. We got one more call just in case. Just in case. 347, take us out.
Hey, Zach.
Yeah?
I was watching your video when you went to Hollywood, and you were standing in front of the Jimmy Kimmel building. And I noticed Jimmy Kimmel has 2 M's in his first name, 2 M's in his last name.
That's a lot of M's for Mason.
Interesting. Huh?
A lot of M's for any broadcaster in the Masonic Temple.
Right, exactly. So I was looking at it and I was analyzing it, and I was like, okay, 13. M is the 13th letter of the alphabet. So if you add up 13 plus 13 plus 13 plus 13, you get 52. Then M 13 is the 6th prime number, and when you add up 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, you get 24. So that's 52 and 24. There's 52 weeks in the year, 24 hours in a day. Then you could break it down, and you could turn the 13 into numerology, which is 4. Then you're gonna get the number 16. 16, and I forgot what it was about the number 16. But that name, Jimmy Kimmel, it just stood out real clearly, like why they put his name on the Masonic Temple. I was just thinking, like, what other clues do you have about his name and it being on the Masonic Temple right there in Hollywood? Because that's kind of like a big deal.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'd analyze it that way. It is interesting, all the M's, because, again, every alphabet that has an M, it's used for the first letter in the word Mason in every language of the world. But, again, the one thing I'd really point out is that Masonry is Judaism for the Gentile, and, of course, Jimmy Kimmel's a Jew. So that's what stands out to me about Jimmy Kimmel in Hollywood at the Masonic Temple, making his little slights at truth tellers as he supports the overlords, vaccine agendas and disarming America agendas, and overriding the First Amendment. I mean, the guy's turned into a scumbag. He used to be a funny guy on Win Ben Stein's Money, but now he's turned into a political hack. He's not funny, and he's a major part of the problem. So,
well, that happens to a lot of these celebrities that go big time. They get the big check, and then next thing you know, they have a different way of delivering information. It's like it's not like how they first started. It's like they changed up their whole thing. Like even Chris Rock, he did that. I mean, he used to be a real funny guy. Now he's on some stupid shit, like getting smacked by Will Smith, and then now he's going to counseling for being smacked by Will Smith in front of everybody. Like,
which was a total joke, and it was all synced up with the Sidney Poitier. Here, to remind people, we predicted that Sidney Poitier would die at age 94 before the 94th Oscars. And again, Will Smith has the movie where he portrays the guy who pretended to be Sidney Poitier's son or nephew, and he burglarized homes. But Sidney Poitier has the famous slapping scene. And again, that was the 94th Oscars. Sidney Poitier dead at 94. He was the first black actor to win Best Actor, and it was for a 94-minute film about saving Catholic nuns when Roman Catholic Church is 94. But anyway, man, I appreciate the call. Thank you.
all right, Jack. I'll talk to you another time.
All right, later. All right, hold on. I just one more call in case it's somebody who's bringing an argument. 807.
Yeah, you're such a fucking fraud. How come you cannot get every single game?
I don't know. Is that a joke?
How come you cannot get every single game? If you're that amazing, shouldn't you be living on a yacht? Shouldn't you be amazing?
Every single game would be an unrealistic expectation. Tonight I explained why we can't get every single game.
So, no, what games? You never ever say what game that we can look forward to. You always say, oh, here you go.
So hold on. What did I say about the? Hold on. What did I say, for example, about the Commanders game this weekend?
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that. I signed up for your...
Okay, adios, troll. What a dumbass. It's weird. They all have these talking points that are false. They're all saying the same shit over and over that's not true. Again, we're very specific about the games we like, but they're not all right. But the majority are, as we've proven for a decade. By the way, this whole alien ET thing, in case you missed my coverage of that, look at all the Gematria ciphers. This big alien story in 23, right? And it's been a focus all year in the news, just all nonstop alien stories. But they said that this alien corpse unveiled in Mexico's Congress, they said it looked like E.T. Well, just happened to happen 41 years after the E.T. movie came out. Alien 41 with the most simple cipher, 23 with numerology, and from the E.T. movie's release date to the day that the corpses were shown in the Mexican Congress, it was the 94th day from the anniversary of the film. When you run the alphabetical order in reverse, Alien 94. And for one more thing, there's 94 that goes with the first UFO sighting in Seattle, the land of the Space Needle. But right here, this guy who unveiled the alien corpses from his birthday, May 31st, to the day of the ritual, September 12th, it was his 104th day of his age, and the bodies were shown at the San Lazaro Legislative Palace, 104. Just like we show day after day. News, international news, sports, international sports, U.S. election, international elections. The same shit's going on worldwide because the whole world's on the Catholic Church's calendar. English is the language of the new world. It's credited to a Catholic monk. Again, I mean, the knowledge shows you who's running the show, and it makes sense of what's right in front of our face our whole lives. Why are we on the Catholic Church's calendar? Why are we saying it's 2023? Why is today September? Well, now it depends on where you are in the world. Well, I guess it's probably September 19th in most places right now. But again, I mean, you just start to look at the facts. English, Catholic, calendar, Catholic. Catholic Church all over the world. All roads lead to Rome. Education system, Catholic. You start to look at it, it all starts to make a lot of sense, and then you learn their little Kabbalistic code, and it makes more sense than you ever knew. So, again, how come every single day I'm able to decode all the headlines and show this shit every single day if Gematria is not true? Or, again, where's the fraud? Where's the fraud when it's all facts? Here's a fact. My first video was a prediction that landed, and we've had a lot more since then. Okay. All right, we're going to leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Thanks again to everyone who hit the like and the share. We'll be back for this type of stream next Monday night, and we'll do it all season every Monday night, but they probably won't go this late. It's just I wanted to go extra long for the first one to prove who's the fraud, and it's all the people who call me a fraud. Otherwise, you would have heard somebody actually call in and make an argument. Didn't happen. All you heard was bullshit from the losers. Bullshit, silent phone, weirdo rants like this right here. Here's what my trolls sound like. Here's the best argument you're going to get against Gematria, and it's not a good one.
Need or want all the smoke with all these people, but then at the same time, it's like, I'm not going to just go along with rat trash shit that's getting you set up to get you set up in the future that you're so dumb you didn't realize it.
You guys want a treat? I scared them. Give me a baby. I gotta give them a treat now.
Hey, why are you trying to frame people up to look fucking like trash? Because you're a trash fucking fraud.
Are you streaming us? Are we live on GematriaEffectNews? I feel famous. Are we live, guys? We're not live. Are we live?
Can you have Charmed One call in one day,
Yeah, let's meet Charm One. Are we live?
Where's Charmed One? I don't even want to let Zach talk. I want Charmed One to come talk.
I want to know if we're live. Are we live, guys?
Yeah, we're live.
We're live? Oh, hell yeah. Hey, guys. Hey, chat. What's up, guys? The skeleton's here. Woohoo! Hey, everybody. What's up, Daria?
I don't give a fuck about your retarded
Hope you guys are having a great
fucking numbers,
time
you son of a bitch. We're going to send you flying, Quackery. I'm not going to fight you. I'm already a victim of violent crime.
Yeah.
I'm already a victim of violent.
Okay, so anyway, there's nothing there. It's a woman who goes by the name Texas Julie, who you got to wonder who she is. You know, she reached out to somebody who was active in the community and met them in person and then got a picture of them doing something and then, you know, trying to get them in trouble. So she's some kind of agent. And she's also always spreading online all these false rumors about me that I'm Jewish Masson. That's what she's in everybody's chat writing. Zach's Jewish Masson, which is totally false. And notice who's all hanging out together. Crackhead Cuts. Or I should say Coke Habit Cuts. I don't know if he smokes crack. But this guy, the lip licker, Lispy, and yeah, just weirdos. People who are literally frauds and liars. And then they're calling me a fraud and a liar. But yeah, there it was. There was the critics just talking out of their ass with nothing. So anyway, we've heard it from the critics. They got nothing. It's another W for Team Gematria. Again, thank you everyone. Hit the like and the share. And until next time, True Seeker.